Good evening, one and all. It's Sunday, it's the end of the week, and it's time for us to be jumping into some more good old Warframe. Welcome everybody, hope you're doing well where you are around the world. And immediately, once again, a thank you to Mirror gifting 5 subs out to community, going straight out to Enstiller Wars, to Elementalist, to Rocketan, to Glorious1998, and to 1000Sunny_01. Mirror thank you very much on the support on the channel straight away there. Always appreciate it. Cheers indeed. And as y'all may have noticed, the raffle today is indeed a giveaway of a TennoCon 2024 digital pack. This is provided by DE. They have kindly given me one to give away. And yeah, this might, for those of you who are regulars in the channel or have just been around paying attention, you may have noticed that it seems like I already did this. Didn't I already give this away? And the answer is, well, I tried to. This is why there is a 24-hour limit on claiming the raffle prize, because it gives me enough time to then turn around and go, well, clearly you're not going to do that. Let's make sure someone else can actually claim it. And it's not like this is the next day. We're at nearly 4 times the amount of time that I give to claim it. So if someone's not going to claim it in nearly 4 days, sorry, you passed it up. So it's back again. Every single one of you has a chance once again to win it. Now it is a brand new draw, it's a brand new roll. You do need to have a ticket for it. So if anyone was on that stream but doesn't come to this stream, well, they weren't going to win it on the last stream anyway, so it doesn't matter. So it's fine. Mirror is saying, why have Jade a damage increase buff and can get Eclipse or Raw? Yes, sorry Mirror, I'm not fully processing that one. Yeah, I have to try that one again, sorry. Also, yes, we have Jade here. We have Jade. I've decided this Jade, because this is not the original Jade, now this is a rebuilt Jade, I'm going to consider this Jade is instead full of Stalker's Vengeance. And that's why I've gone for Edgy Jade. Yep, this is a Jade with a cut edge. Absolutely. Can you put Eclipse onto Jade? You know what, let's find out. What restrictions are there on putting Eclipse onto Jade? Has your sub not shown up again? If you've not shared your sub, it doesn't tend to. I think you have to actually share the resub notification. It should show up in the chat. I'll be honest, the way Twitch's systems work, I just, yeah. Let me say you can. Okay, right. So you can use Eclipse. Okay. I'm not sure what the rest of the message was on that then, but sure. Why have Jade a damage increase buff and can get Eclipse or Raw? Right. So you're referring then to the fact that Jade can increase the damage vulnerability on targets, I take. Okay, yeah. I see what you're saying now, Mirror. I see what you're saying, yeah. So you've got this as no, one of these. There you got Deathbringer damage increase. That's the one, yeah. Deathbringer increases weapon damage straight up, yeah. Oversight. Frankly, yeah, oversight. If you can have that with Eclipse, which is what you were saying, I would consider that at most an oversight. It depends on exactly how that damage increase is applied, but like, if it's 100% at base, even additive, that can still end up being a fair chunk. Well, I mean, it can be. You'd need to invest a lot for it to beat out even Steel Path Arcanes. So it could be part of that there. With Eclipse, you've got a multiplicative damage boost. With Raw, you've got a faction damage increase. With something like Zarta's Whisper, it is again an entirely separate buff, so it's a functional multiplier, even if it is a lot lower. So as to say, I think people said it was a Serration damage buff. Okay. Because there are other damage buffs that you can not only subsume, but also have alongside things. You go through the various options in here, you'll notice that some of these are also damage buffs or can be turned into damage buffs. For example, you have Shock, which has the orbs available for it, which can give you a 100% or whatever your strength is damage increase. And that's basically just like what Shade's giving. And that is also to your team as well. Is Eclipse still multiplicative? Yes. Yes. Yeah, here it is. It's just you get a very small number through that. Yeah, it's no longer quite such a ridiculously powerful buff from the Helmet system, but for Mirage herself, she's loving life. But yeah. Because if you think about it, Lavos is Valence Formation, yet can also take Eclipse. Wukong doesn't really count. Equinox Strength buff, not the same thing. Can apply damage vulnerability to enemies, but again, not really the same thing. Evara, nothing really of the sort. Grendel's Nourish, it's Nourish of all things, and that can go alongside Eclipse. Mesa doesn't have the most amazing of ones. Again, you can augment one a little bit better. Hildren armor stripping counts, I suppose. Gauss, I know everything that Gauss does. Gauss is more a fire rate boost, which is again a DPS increase, and a significant one at that. Also got thermal transfer available for heat or cold, or possibly both. I think you can do both at once. So you can get a lot of damage bonuses from Gauss as well. Point is that it's a little bit inconsistent, and it mostly has come down to where D has chosen to draw the line on things that could otherwise be potentially too powerful. But I think it's more the exception than the rule. When you think about it, really, you've got Eclipse, you've got Raw, you've got Amp, you've got, I think it's Vex Armor you have to take out on Chroma, and then you've got Zarda's Whisper. I think those 5 are mutually exclusives, and that's about it. Living Dead. Oh, I've got a perfect solution for you. Exclamation mark bug. I've got that command ready to go for exactly that for you. Lavos new challenger and fire or not, you're asking the wrong person on cosmetics. But if you enjoy it, go for it. Fenrir Godly Wolf, want to help me get 3,000 circuits in Warframe, please? The best way to check how to get circuits, honestly, is to just open up the wiki, or otherwise just go to the latest planet listed. When you look at circuits in-game, if you do that, it should show you the planets. Never mind, it doesn't show you the planets there. Okay, that's not helpful to you. Come on now. Yeah, so wiki. Okay, why did oh yeah, Clancy did the message for you there. There we go. So yeah, if you go around the planets, you can mouse over and see where your circuits will come from. It's probably not the best way to do it. The wiki would be my recommended method. But the highest level planet you can go to that gives circuits, which is going to turn out to be Void. You'd have to check the wiki for the details, because do you like that? Am I just blind? There we are, Ceres' circuits. Do some survival missions on Ceres. It shows the planet on the inventory. You know, it's nice that you say that, Hydro Prime, because I clicked that there, and it didn't come up. Is it specifically if I go through this that it shows it? And if so, that's dumb. Yeah, that's dumb. Okay, fair enough. Venus, Ceres, Cuba Fortress. Oh, Cuba Fortress, even better. Yeah, hop over there. As for helping you farm it, as in to join you on a mission, do that. That's not my goal today. Sorry, Fenrir. Not my goal today. Ozzy, asking opinion. I know you're not into this kind of stuff, but just the style of it. Already have it. I'm eating good with the much more options for the Valence Augment. Oh, you mean with regards to the Lavos skin? Again, I just don't really have huge opinions on cosmetics. I'll be quite honest with you. I know this sounds wild. How can someone be so disconnected from cosmetics to not really have that much of an opinion on it? Apparently searching Lavos doesn't even get me there. I don't even know where I'd be looking for it, is the problem. Am I looking under Tenogen? Where am I looking for Tenogen? You see my problem? I'm this disconnected from cosmetics in general that I don't even know where to find it. Tenacon Digital Pack, what's that? Ah, that I can answer. Is this searchable? I doubt it's searchable. Oh no, it's searchable. Wow, would you look at that? So, Tenacon 2024 digital pack, it comes with all these various bits and pieces. You get the signed data, you get the glyph, the sigil, the display, and the emote. That bundle of cosmetics right there. You get yourself the Hiku, which comes with a weapon slot and Orokin Catalyst if you've not already obtained a Hiku yourself. Even if you have, you still get the weapon slot out of it. You get yourself the Throne Weapon skin, you get yourself an Arthur Floof, you get yourself 475 Platinum, 1 Regal Ire, and then the bit that a lot of people love is the Barrow Relay ticket. So when Tenacon 2024 rolls around, Barrowketeer will have a special relay with every single Barrowketeer item ever. You'll be able to purchase any and all of them from him without limit whilst he is here if you have one of those tickets. But you have to have one of those tickets in order to get there. So, I'm giving away this pack. It says here that I could purchase it in the UK for £20, so that gives you an idea on the value too. Whilst I was talking that, Ubro T, thank you very much for subscribing with your Prime up onto a 2 months day. Got that lovely bronze badge next to your name. Cheers, T. And M8, 8888, thanks to Hydrate. Yup. That'll come back sounds nice. May I ask what the rules of the giveaway are? You may indeed. So the rules of the giveaway are very simple. Type !ticket into the chat as the only word that you type, such that the bot responds to you to say, your name, you successfully bought 1 ticket. Once you've done that, you're in the draw. So long as you, between that message and the end of the stream, do not get yourself banned from the stream, not everyone succeeds at this, then you are eligible to win the giveaway. And it's really as simple as that. What will happen at the end of the stream is that I will draw the name using the bot, and so long as your name is drawn, I will message you directly here on Twitch. I will also put your name in the Discord announcements to say, hey, you won. I just need your Warframe username, platform, and cross-save status. We'll get this digital pack applied to your account for you. However, if you do not respond to that within 24 hours, you forfeit the pack. You get a whole 24 hours to respond, which means even if you've had to break away because of time zones or whatever else, just check back. Just check the Discord, check your Twitch DM, whatever you need to do to see if you actually won. And it's as simple as that. Guillaume asking, what, you can't win if you're banned? Correct, because if I banned you from the channel, you're not allowed to benefit from the channel anymore. Nope. You can watch my YouTube videos, and you can certainly watch the stream without being able to interact. But if you are banned from this Twitch channel, you will not be able to win any giveaways on this channel. Because I don't want to. Very simple at that point. Banned people can stay banned. Another question, what is your opinion on the adversary limit? I understand that it's there for technical reasons to stop there being massive server storage bloat. That makes sense. Yep. I haven't got a problem with it. How many adversaries do you need in your record? Oh, does 10gen only pop up in the store if I'm using it through Steam? Fair enough then. Right. I don't know if you said or not, are you attending Tenacon this year? I'm not attending Tenacon this year. I can't afford to. Pure and simple. Has anyone banned ever tried to get on your Patreon? Not to my knowledge, Guillaume. Not to my knowledge. Anyway, those little details aside, we first of all have an EDA to do, because I kind of forgot to do that earlier in the week, and now we're at the end of the week, so I kind of need to get on to that. Let's head on down to Deimos. Let's throw ourselves into Sanctum Anatomica. Zom is already in the queue ready to join in. I imagine Syl is going to be messaging me in seconds as well. There he is, and we got Mirrorlave. There we are, it's a full squad. I haven't even announced the squad yet, and we got a full squad. And I have an inbox message. Huh? Why am I not surprised? Okay, Mirrorlave, what have you got for me today? We've got Unity. I don't know if this is a decoration, a sigil, I genuinely don't know what kind of item this is, and the game is doing nothing to tell me that, but Mirrorlave, thank you very much for the Unity. It's a decoration? Alright. I mean, it makes sense it's a decoration, but it could have very easily not have been, and it did not say. It straight up did not say there, which is not very helpful. Anyways, let's have a look at the EDA, and then I'll bring in the squad here. What have we got available? So, we've got Ash, Nova, or Wisp when it comes to the Warframes. Okay, a little on the squishy side.
Prepare well.
Lloyd talks for so long there, and honestly it distracts me. Whilst I'm trying to both think, read, and speak, it's so distracting that Lloyd just goes on and on. Anyway, racing. So, Ken, given the ironing out of the bugs on some of the damage types, may we have a hint for the next video? Damage types. Yep. It's the full 2024 damage type guide coming next.
I wouldn't want Lloyd has tasked
Necroloid, shush. Seriously. Right, you know what? I'm sorry. He just keeps going on far too long. It is doing my head in trying to read stuff when it's like, I am going to tell you all the story about... Okay, apparently he's not speaking to me. Speech doesn't turn off speech. Got it. Is it a transmission? Cool, apparently that was a transmission. Got it. Right. Sorry, that was really beginning to grate on me. So, Ashen over a Wisp. Weaponry, we've got Amprex. Lovely. Don't need the Snipertron Vectors, we got Amprex. I got Kuva Twin Stubbers, or a couple unowned. Fair enough. Mirrorlay, but don't need them, thank you. And then we got Tenet Livia, Heliocore, or Argo and Val. Well, that's going to be a Tenet Livia pickup right there. Yup. Cool, Jade? Thank you. I realise I have gone for the very standard, edgy default colours. Well, not default, but very edgy palette. But it works both thematically and visually. So that's what I've gone for there. Would really just call us instead of speaking face to face? Well, I mean, he's a construct. I suppose he has to transmit. He doesn't actually have vocal cords. I guess it is a transmission. Do I want to test with secondary? We don't need to test anything on that Mirrorlay. We're fine, thanks. We're absolutely fine. Please do not give me a weapon and also potentially risk throwing this up. We're good. But I appreciate the offer. But yeah, we can run through on these. What else we got here? Untreatable. Each personal modifier grants one research... No, that's... I'm reading the wrong section. Untreatable is the next bit down. Pickups do not heal. Wisp it is. Frame Curse. Activated ability inflicts damage on you. Wisp it is. Gear Embargo. Gear cannot be used. That's fine. Wisp it is. Secondary Wounds. Gain puncture status effect for every time you take damage. But Wisp. Cool. That seems pretty fine to me. We've got Disruption. All enemies can target the conduits. Arcanids will pull us. And enemies regen health. We have Alchemy with... some enemies are just impervious except to alchemy things. Enemies are faster but weaker. And Vampiric Liminus, oh dear. And then the survival. Life support towers need enemies to be killed near to them. Enemies explode, oh that's not a fun combo. And allies close to slain enemies will also have a nerf to movement. That's a bit of a sticky one. I mean it's plenty manageable, but it's sticky. That's just sticky. Alright then. Let's bring in the squad. We know what we're doing now. Let's invite everyone down here. We got Zum. We have got... What a waste. Your scarred vessel comes to beg once more. You'll never pry the damage calculations from the clutches of its rightful owner. I.D. have ascended, and the void salutes me. And we've got Mirrorlay looking for an invitation, if there's a free spot. There are three types of people. Very definitely. Remember to stay hydrated? Cheers, Aussie. Cheers. Alright then, let's switch up the arsenal away from the Jade special with all the weaponry there to instead having a Wisp. Wisp Prime. Even without the Archon Shard, still plenty good. We can have ourselves the Amprex was the one, yep. What's this currently set up for? Yeah, that meme loaded for 20 minutes waiting to go, fair dues hill. Also, as I'm saying, I know we are not there yet, but I want to say one thing about Jade. Her 1 is too slow to reliably gate off of, and cast speed doesn't seem to work properly. You're able to recast. Her primary fire had 4 afterwards. I need to vent about this to you because it's been a long week trying to make it feel good. Fair enough, Zom. Fair enough. Given that you were the resident Trinity main, if I recall, for a long time, I can understand you having some qualms with Jade on release. Let's see. So this is currently set up as a Hunter Mumu viral approach, which honestly I think has had its day. I really do feel like Hunter Mumu approaches have just kind of run out. So instead, what I can do is I can swap that out and get some heat in here instead for a rad viral approach. I think that might be the smart thing to do now. What elements are good now against Murmur? So the Murmur are weak to radiation and... not viral. Viral they're anti-weak to, but we can get past that. What's up? Hi. Radiation electricity, is it? Okay, cool. So weak to radiation electricity, and for that purpose then, I actually don't need to make this radiation here. I could actually use a full electric mod, couldn't I? Because that's going to have a damage over time effect, so that's even better. So we can use the electricity here. In fact, that makes radiation even weaker, that you could just use electricity instead, but there we go. As much as they are supposedly weak to viral, if you apply a single viral proc, you technically undo that weakness, because you double the damage you're dealing to them. Granted, you could get that viral from other sources, and then just use an even stronger piece here. But still, viral is a ridiculously powerful thing to have. So if you are going for a single weapon setup, a viral electric loadout is basically the winning combo. Armor could be a problem, but armor stops at 90% damage reduction now. Whereas previously, you could use corrosive to firstly deal with the fact that armor used to scale even higher. Secondly, the armored enemies inside the labs here used ferrite armor, which means that corrosive would give you something like a 6 times damage bonus against very highly armored enemies. That's gone. That's completely gone. The radiation effect, similarly, getting up to like a 6 times damage bonus against the Necromex, that's also gone. Now it's just a 50% damage bonus, rather than 600%. So, yeah. Ray saying, I still feel like Murmur should be weak to blast if they're made of stone. Well, they're not really made of stone per se. Like, it looks like stone, but they're manifested, so does it really have to be stone? Also, you're trying to apply logic to this game, and logic has gone. Yum asking if you have anything in the direction of ska or punk. If not, then just some hard rock with vocals. Alright. We don't have anything ska or punk. So rock with vocals it is, yeah. That's closest to your request, so let's do that. There we are. So say I thought they were animated ash given they will dissipate. They're more like animated sand, which forms into concrete forms. There. And so say I find aside from the Necromex, the armored enemies in Murmur are really flimsy anyway. Corvorians kill themselves, their arms get removed, and their arms are extremely flimsy. That's more of a separate thing. Yeah, you can blow up their arms, and then they just kill themselves. However, for a lot of benefits in this game, a lot of weapon benefits, you actually want to be getting kills, rather than letting enemies kill themselves. And this is where I focused on killing the Corvorians directly. I haven't actually tried this viral electric approach against Corvorians post-update, so we'll see how that comes together, really. We'll see how it comes together. Nameless Ashen, thanks for the hydrate. Oh. Your streamer is well watered today, I can confirm that much, or well teed even. Right, it was the Cougar Twin Stubbers, was it not? I'll double check that in a moment. And then I went to Tenet Livia, which has some mods on it, that's good. It's better than not having mods. Let's throw a melee adapter on it. Let's purchase an excellent adapter because I can. I only have 5 capacity at the moment, but I might be able to work around that by just applying a former. I've got a bajillion of them, let's just apply a former. There we are. Now I can apply what I need. Let's go for a Opportunities Reach because the extra time is very nice to have. And let's go for a Heat Viral Self-Primer setup. You know what, I can't be mad at that. Combo duration as well, because I don't intend to run Naramon. Yeah, why not? Yeah, this looks good enough. Let's roll it. Do I have Melee Afflictions leveled up? Oh, I didn't even put the Arcane on. No. No, I do not yet. Enemies affected by status effects gain 6 additional stacks when knocked down or flung by melee attacks. Not yet. No. There we are, let's do that one. Hello Flo, you've not read how YoDJ works. I'll send you the points back, but you need to read it. I cannot just put on any old music. I get the video game music is probably the safest one, although an extended version, I don't know if that's even legitimate. Extended versions on YouTube tend to be someone else taking other music and just extending it. Doesn't count. You can scream what all you like, but there's still a description of what YoDJ actually does when you click it. So, so here's the thing. I don't have the license to use Terraria OST just randomly on whatever streams I want. Terraria OST is probably okay. Probably okay for me to play because it is a game OST. But that's still not the purpose of YoDJ, and I'm not about to open up YouTube and just put on some random tracks and hope that YouTube doesn't then throw me something DMCA-able. So I appreciate your interest in listening to that music. If you wish to listen to that music, I recommend you listen to it yourself, to be quite honest. Because I cannot take that risk with any randomly requested music on this stream. I do not want to have my stream struck or taken down. That's the entirety of it. So, I know it's annoying. Welcome to, you can't just have anything that someone else puts out there at any point ever. That's sad. It's better than not having a Kenjineer. It's also better than having artists have their stuff stolen all the time. How about classic musics? I have the playlists which are available for you. I understand your frustration if you would like there to be more playlists than I currently make available to you on this channel. However, I'm not making any other playlists available on the channel at this time. What is available is the extent of it. If you'd like, I could just put on the music I want to put on, which means we'll go back to the synthwave, because that is a playlist I'm both comfortable with and also is perfectly safe to stream. DMCA doesn't just go away because people feel like it. I'm still running a business at the end of the day. Right, let's click these all on. We're going to get the full gospel this time as well. We're on the stream to hear the Terraria OST. If someone on the stream here wants to hear the Terraria OST, they can take your suggestion. I'm sure they're aware of it now. Oh, of course that doesn't actually start it. There we are. Hello, Carolist. Welcome on in. Off we pop. Now, I know that a lot of other streamers will just play whatever music they think it's okay to play. Some will play music they know it's not okay to play, and they'll just try and mute it in the VOD like that rescues them. And they are setting themselves up for legal pitfalls, because here's the thing. The only reason they're not currently getting struck down is because the music industry hasn't picked up enough of a desire to do so. So that those streamers doing that are basically gambling on the fact that not enough people will break copyright laws to get the attention of the music industry. I don't think I should need to tell you guys how much that is a bad idea. That is roughly the equivalent of just giving bad reviews to the businesses you like to visit, because you go, well, it's just my review. It's not like everyone's giving bad reviews to businesses I enjoy. Like, yeah, if everyone did that, enough people do that, that's going to lead to problems. A lot of problems. Anyway. Especially manually hacks Murmur. Yeah, it's because I think I've run out of ciphers and forgot to actually build more. So now we're in trouble. I really need to build some more ciphers. Cheers, Umbrella. Yeah, there's your different music. Alright, the docket has dropped somewhere. Wait, is that the docket or the place to turn in the docket? Well, energy drain is active, so I guess the place to turn in the docket is over this way. Now let's see, did everyone just abandon this spot here? Yep! Luckily this thing didn't kill it in time. Okay. We're alright this time. But do be mindful that normal enemies can kill the conduits as well. Well, yeah, this Amprex seems to be doing just fine, and considering the Amprex is not exactly a high meta weapon, considering that, and that it's still working here, I think that's doing just fine. Yeah, just fine. Esprit, cheers for the hydrate. Oh. It's not as big a hydrate as Athlete can do with the new mug, but it's still a hydrate. I do feel like I am just running around side to side at the moment rather than finding dockets. Also, my buffs have run out. Let me grab those. Can I... Oh, I need line of sight. I was just looking over to see if I could teleport to the other moat, but of course I can't. I need line of sight for that. Amprex amazing, you don't know why so few people use it? Because there are better weapons. But that's all. Just because there's better doesn't mean it's not good. I mean, you can see a definite weakness of it here. Oh, hello, get that off, mate. Thank you. I've noticed that the Jade light thing seems to explode when you shoot it, even if that damage is not yet enough to destroy it. It just has an explosion graphic. And that does throw me off. I don't know if it throws off anyone else, but it throws me off seeing that. It feels like I should see an explosion when it's destroyed, not when it's merely reacting to taking damage. I know it's a skill issue, but it just feels odd. Oh hey, Bone Widow spawned in front of me. And... perish. There we are. Nightmare say, I think it'd be neat if some weapons came with predisposed, uncombining elements. For combined types, that already exists. If it's got corrosive or viral blast on it, it just stays that way. You apply heat or cold to the weapon, it doesn't change. It's just heat and cold added to that. It's basic elements that combine, and that's kind of the design, is that you can have some which are effectively a mod discount on getting a combined element you're looking for. The trade-off being that you then have it as a fixed basic element. You have to have that in your build in some way. How's Lavos after the elemental rework? Feeling amazing. Lavos is loving life. Alright, you got that? Fair do. That one's damn close. Gonna get a stream of projectiles. That's probably going to blow up something else nearby. Are green shards still worth it after the armor rework? They are considerably less worth it. They still have an effect, but on highly armored enemies that effect is massively reduced compared to what it was before. Partly because highly armored enemies now have a cap on said armor, and partly because the new equation makes it where the final bonus left is minimal. So previously with a 5,000 armor enemy, the difference between 10 corrosive procs and 14 corrosive procs, that's 80% and 100% armor strip, the difference would increase your damage by about 4-fold. More than fourfold, actually. Now, with the armor cap being 2700 and the new equations, the difference between 80% strip and total strip is between the enemy having 40% damage resistance and none, which only increases your damage output by about 2/3. Now, 2/3 is nice, don't get me wrong, but it's not even double. 2 green shards cannot even double your damage output in the best case scenario. That's the situation with it now. So whether that is too much or too little is yours to assess. That's what it is. Personally, I don't think I'll be recommending the Emerald Shards anywhere near as strongly now. Like, for all the effect they have, Corrosive itself is a weaker element than it was. Armor is not as important. The Ferrite armored enemies, well, it's not Ferrite armor anymore, that doesn't exist. A lot of the benefits to Corrosive have gone away with this update. A lot of them. And instead it's just a 50% flat bonus against Orgrimmar. That's what it is now. Now, if you combine that all together, yeah, you can still get value. But you can get value with loads of damage types. Interestingly, heat as a damage type, not as a status effect, but as a damage type, is a bit bad. I'll be honest, well, not bad. That's part of the problem, is that things have been flattened. There aren't particularly bad damage types now. It's just some have more useful applications and some have less useful applications. None of them are straight up bad. Like, using Magnetic against Grineer is no longer an absolutely stupid idea. It's just not optimal. So heat is a not optimal damage type in most cases. The heat status of proc, however, the 50% armor strip on it is now stronger than it's ever been, except for the bit where armor has also been nerfed, making armor just less of an issue in general. And the real value of heat only comes into play if an enemy takes a couple seconds to die, which in a lot of circumstances can exist. But you have to trade that off. Like, you could build for something that needs a couple seconds to show its power, or you could build for something that kills in less than 2 seconds, like I'm doing right here. Here I'm not giving time for any damaging status proc that would be single target to kick in. Electric, however, hits straight away. Do we know the exact extra health enemies have? Yes, actually, that has been figured out. There is a person on my Discord, Arbitrary, who has been testing a whole bunch of different enemies and found the hit point values and figured out what equations are involved. I think they derive details with some help elsewhere, I'm not sure on that, but all the same, they have definitely found numbers which fit. Arbitrary has figured it out. Interestingly, they've also discovered... Is Arbitrary one of the wiki folks? There we are, that'll explain it. Arbitrary has also discovered that the equation is different for different factions, which is quite a surprise. So, if I was looking at the equation set up correctly, it looks like Infested get an even stronger health boost compared to what they were prior to the update. Kind of wild considering they've not, you know, gained or lost armor. There's just this addition to them. Oh, where's my energy gone? But yeah, with that then, the Infested have a lot more hit points to shoot through. Is Magnetic... Magnetic is better now to Code 2? Sorry, Time for Loot, that's not a proper question. I can't answer that. I'm sorry. I would love to translate that into something I can directly answer, but I'm really not sure what you're asking. I can piece together like half the pieces, but I don't know enough to be certain. Are the Infested still pushovers though? Remains to be verified. This is the problem with such a big update and withholding all of the goddamn details. literally every detail that could be worthy of a detail, they've just withheld, is that it takes time to figure out what the details are, and then even more time to actually put some context to those details. Like, how many of you here fully understand the new armor equation? Because D didn't even post it in the patch notes. Despite the fact that they could, they didn't. Would magnetic be worth slapping on a condition overload build? If you're slapping an element onto a build just for condition overload, you are doing it wrong. That's the answer to that one. If you are slapping an element onto a build just for condition overload, you are clearly doing it wrong. The only exceptions to this are the radiation mods that got added with the labs. And that's because they are a single radiation bonus that you can apply, doesn't interfere with any other modding, whilst also giving some other boost, such as a fire rate boost. But by and large, if you're going, ooh, do I go for this instead of that type, purely for condition overload? Yeah, you're misunderstanding how it works. That is a fundamental misunderstanding at that point. It's like, first of all, conditional overload, it's an additive bonus to other pure damage sources. It's like, how much benefit are you getting in the first place? Secondly, if you're making these choices, what are you making that choice instead of? No single choice exists on its own. If the choice exists on its own, do I give myself more damage or don't I? Obviously the answer is you do. You wouldn't need me to answer that question. So it's clearly a case of, I'm trading out something to get this damage type. Is that worth it? Well, what's the rest of your build? And if there isn't a rest of the build answer, then no. That just throwing in the damage type is clearly not going to be correct, so you've not thought it through. So it's a Lich weapon. So Lich weapons you don't add random elements to, you have a progenitor bonus. That is a separate detail. If the question is magnetic a good progenitor element? That is a different question to, is magnetic something I should be adding for condition overload? Condition overload can be one of the reasons that you would consider it for a progenitor element, but it is not the only reason. You see where I'm coming from on that? Yes, Slash has taken a big hit with this update, because Slash was basically used as the generic damage type that also bypasses armor. So it just worked. But if everything's health has gone up, Slash has effectively gone down. Less armor to bypass, more health to chew through. That's a problem for Slash. But it's also technically a problem for all other elements. Like any other source of damage, because if you're if you were armor stripping enemies in the first place, then no matter what damage type you had, you're experiencing this same debuff. It's a bit of a weird one, really. It's a bit of a weird one. Alright, we are one crucible down, one to go. Grab one of these and head over. I realise there's a whole bunch of enemies which need to be killed with the right amphor, and I'm just not engaging with that mechanic right now. I don't need to. I think someone else might be, but I'm just not. Now, magnetic as a damage type has come out alright against the Corpus, because it lost its bonus, like serious bonus against the shields of 75%, now it's also got a bonus against their health, and it just applies fully, so you can go full magnetic, full bonus to the Corpus, so that works out nicely there. The bigger detail for magnetic is that it gains the damage to Overguard. That damage to Overguard is a universal benefit of targeting the strongest enemies you'll find in a given faction. That's just profit. really. That's just stronger.
Closing in on that 20 and also a second year. More tea.
Yo! My thoughts, thank you very much for continuing support here. 19 months of support in the channel. I really do appreciate that, Flo. Thank you very, very much. Oh. Here's indeed. Zob saying, don't run heat on a slash build just for controller load. You'd like to better coming to heat or slash, which is controversial. It's controversial with people who weren't paying attention to how it works. So, Zom, we've been over this 1,000 times. You're arguing on the wrong discords, and I know you are. I know you are. We've had this discussion more times than it matters at this point, so I'm going to leave you with that. If you choose to wallow with those who do not argue in good faith, you're going to have a bad time. Camp Blast DOT double dip. Double dip what? Sorry, you've not finished your question there. So we're saying, if anything, I think Hydra got a buff since he applies more bang for his buck with his corrosive stacks. Hard to say, really, because he had the ability to just wipe out enemy armor with straight up corrosive stacks. That was his passive. But now getting that extra wipeout isn't as beneficial. So I don't know, I would say that is a buff to Hydroid. Hydroid getting to full strip is now just less effective because enemies have more health than they used to. So if anything, the things which have been buffed are the things that don't try to strip armor or don't strip armor enough. Which was DE's goal. They wanted to make it where armor stripping was less mandatory, and certainly 100% armor strip was less mandatory. That was their goal, they stated that. And I can confirm they achieved it. Partial stripping is more effective than ever, full stripping is less required than ever. You're saying, what the hell? I thought your voice for YouTube was of AI. Damn so clean. Alright. Fair enough. I try to have enough bounce and interest on my videos. I didn't realise it came across as AI. I'll let you know, dude. My voice was in those videos before AI was kicking off with these schemes and setups they use now. Oh, absolutely. But thank you. It's a new one? Oh, it's not a new one, Solomir. I've been called both AI voice and AI scripting multiple times. There are people that claim that, for example, the short word guide to the girl who skates vid was done by AI. I don't know what makes them believe that, especially as I had a couple of mistakes in there, but that's the claim. That's the claim. It's wrong. No proof that I'm not an AI still? Alright. Alright. Full stripping still good? Full stripping still gives you full benefit, yes. More strip better than less strip for armor removal. Yes, that's a fact. It's the scale of increase you get. Like I said earlier, if you go from 5,000 armor to 1,000 armor, and then 1,000... 5,000 to 1,000, that's an 80% armor removal. And 5,000 armor was not hard for enemies to hit previously. Whoops, we overdid that. To remove that final 1,000 armor was to increase the damage you deal to enemies around about 4 times over. But now, at worst, that final 20% of armor is only going to increase your damage by 2/3. 2/3, as opposed to 4 times increase. And there are enemies which go higher than that previously that cannot go higher than that. Heavy gunners, for example, they hit their maximum armor at, I think, level 53 or 57? Something like that. So in the mid-50s, heavy gunners reach their maximum armor. No matter what level you face a heavy gunner thereafter, the only thing that increases in their defenses is their hit points, their health. Their armor does not change, ever. Beyond that, not on Steel Path, not nothing. No more armor. That's insane when you think about it. By the time you get to Steel Path, most Grineer all have the same amount of armor as each other. All of them. Near enough. Cal saying 2/3 is still a lot. It is still a significant increase. The problem is what are you doing to get that increase? Like, in this case, investing in the Archon Shard to get there. Superpath also has 100% more health. It has 2.5 times. 150%. Do blast procs act like heat inherit? I mean, the first proc could be with a high crit damage weapon, the rest now with a fast fire at saves chance. No. There's nothing to inherit from that, because blast procs don't use your blast mods because they don't exist. And even if they did exist, as demonstrated with Lavos, they still don't have an effect. Elemental modding does not increase the damage of blast procs. Straight up doesn't. Oh, I need to build some more ciphers! There we go. Just realised removed armor from Steel Path. Yep. Plus armor bonus was intentionally removed from Steel Path. Interestingly, they also removed the double dipping of the shield bonus that the Corpus were using. I didn't even know this existed. Like, this shows how weak the Corpus were. Get that off me. Ah! Get off me! These things take too much damage to pop. For all the explosive poppiness they do. Anyway. So yeah, the Corpus were previously applying the 250% bonus to their shields twice over, and I didn't even notice. That's been removed now. That's gone. So despite all the changes to Corpus shields, I figured that's going to actually bring them down a lot. Yeah, Steel Path Treasurers was something else. And again, that's where Total Shield Strips come in beautifully. Alright, that thing's finally dead. Buff, buff. There we are. Was that 250% times 2 or 250% squared? 250% squared if I was recording. Yeah. I think they had their shields buffed to 2.5 and then times 2.5 again. It was a lot. It was a lot. So yeah, with that removal, like, that's going to undo a lot of the actual buffs given to them, and I didn't even know that double threat was there. Oh, I wasn't paying attention, I was reading what Esprit was saying. Not sure on the number there, Esprit. Not sure on the number. Thanks for the pickup! Not entirely sure what killed me. Genuinely not sure what killed me. Might be all of these. Who knows? Yeah, the Corpus were weak, the Corpus are weak. They just stay together. Okay. We're gonna keep activating these? Cool. Just actually kill them, please. A lot of damage. Oh, that got me. That's cool. Who activated this? Why are there not 4 of us here? My Amprex is not designed to handle things with status resistance. It's cheating. Anyway. That's what I say. You'd think, being a merchant faction, they would have the best gear, but no. I mean, they have high damage output, and they have lots of technological counters to us. So, for example, they have Nullifier Bubbles, they have the Scrambus. They've got various kinds of robotics, they've got shield restoration drones, which can give instant regen. They've got things like that in their favour. Esprit, yeah, this isn't Lavos, this is Wisp. Hold on. You're just ready to mock me, even when you're incorrect. Gotta love it, Esprit, gotta love it. Alright. New Lavos challenge gen? Yeah. Lavos, alchemized gender. Yeah. Turns out he could transmute it all along. Been holding out on us. What would you be if you weren't the person who's confidently incorrect? Well, you certainly wouldn't be a chaos gremlin like you tend to profess, yep. This way stream LGBT+, yep. Totes. Nerf Pride was nice. Got to go to that on Saturday. That was fun. Spent time there with the brothers. Very good time. It does Twilight, yeah. It does fit. Where the enemy is at? Come on, stream on in. I'm not going to kill you in the zone because our life support is doing absolutely fine, so you can just die anyway. Waiting for them to get in range, pointless. We just killing. I'm seeing no real weakness here on the Amprex other than just not having good output against the Necromex, which, you know, that's a lot of weapons, really. That's just a lot of weapons. These are working just fine. Especially with the chaining nature of it. I do think radiation has come out very badly in this update. It's not a terrible damage type, it still gets job done. It's just that it doesn't get any job done very well. It no longer has the armor bypassing bonus against alloy armor, so that's going to nerf it against the Eidolons, that's going to nerf it against bombards, things to that effect. It no longer has any benefit against any types of Grineer whatsoever in terms of damage output. And its benefit against a Murmur here, well, we can use Electric instead for the same bonus. Electric also deals damage over time. So the only benefit of radiation now is if you want a mild crowd control effect. Not exactly a ringing endorsement for it. Are there any especially potent weapons used with Lavos? Cedo. Anything with a condition overload effect built into it. Lavos isn't really a weapons platform per se. He's a multi-tool. And a very good one at that. Because he can face tank stuff, he does support you if you're looking to use a weapon that needs aim. So if you need to take the time to line up your shots, he will support you on that. But saying, wait, since Nama is now /Toxin weak, does that mean Archons don't care about radiation? I haven't actually checked if the Archons, I imagine they might be damage neutral, but I'll need to double check on that. Because there were some things that DE just made flat damage neutral, like the Acolytes. I think they're damage neutral. So Corrosive is no longer the winning bypass with them. Just kind of hit them with whatever you got. You're Gucci. It does feel like some of the depth has been removed with this update. I'm currently using Electric Viral here. You probably wouldn't notice any difference if I used Heat Viral. You probably wouldn't notice difference. Because the viral portion is getting damage halved, and the electric portion is getting damage plus 50%. But if I switch down to Heat Viral, the net result there wouldn't be that big. Like the armoured ones here would actually start losing their armour as I'm shooting them. If they survive more than a second, they become easier to kill. Yeah. Which way is our exit? This way. Lich is also damage neutral except for the random stuff? Probably now, yeah. Again, I'd need to double check, because DE did not give us this information in full, if I don't recall. Let's see, Warframe, PC, update notes. Jade, shadows. Let's scroll down to damage type stuff. Yeah, so I've got all the things that factions and sub-factions are weak to. And reason for a couple changes. I don't know if they actually say anything about the damage neutral ones, no. I might be blind on the patch notes, but I didn't see it. As I'll say, Electric does have the headshot thing. There is that, yes. When you say headshot thing, that's really just where if you land a headshot with the proc maintains the headshot, right? Which isn't really much of anything, to be honest. Just damage. Blast Octavia with Blast Weapon, Topaz Shards feels fairly decent. Fair do. Lavas is good with Sage Duration, Smelly Afflictions. I'll take your word for that. Damage bonus for using Deadhead. Right, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, they have a 1x damage multiplier, but they can, when they arc out, hit headshots. And so if you have Deadhead, you can make that 1.3x damage multiplier, so you can technically get 30% extra damage if you're headshotting in the right way, yes. But that's about the limit of it. Hey, we got a couple Archon Shards, we got a couple Arcanes. Not terrible. Not amazing, but not terrible. We'll take it. Did we lose someone? We lost a Zom along the way. I don't recognise when you dropped out, Zom. Not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. Were you not joining us on the Netracells, or were you just running off on your way? Because it's Netracells next. And for that, I am going to switch off a Wisp and back to exactly the correct frame to use. For everything ever. We're also done with the outbreaks for now. Let's go for Foreman. Yep. So, Zom's out, Sil might be out as well. If you'd like to join me on some Netracells, send me a message in game, the Kengineer. ! Join in the Twitch chat if you don't know how to do that, and the bot will respond with instructions for you. Please read them. You cannot do things if you do not read how to do things. This is currently set up for Blast Corrosive, which is an interesting choice, and you know what, it's one I'm going to stick with and see what happens. Why not? With a Fang, come on in. Let's swap these out for Dual Toxicist, why not? And let's swap this out for good old Glaive Prime, because Glaive Prime is stonks. Nova's got a nice buff of the Blast update, she could be a bit of hazard. Fair enough. I don't know if she applied Blast procs, but alright. And we've got IronMoose194 looking to join in as well. So still, if you were offering your spot to someone else, that is someone requesting it. You don't get glaives, what makes them powerful? They have a AoE heavy attack with no ammo requirement. This heavy attack has no damage fall off and can force a guaranteed status effect on every surviving enemy, which deals yet more damage over time. In Glaive Prime's case it is Slash, in Zorus' case it is Electric. So you can do a lot of powerful damage, AoE, no fall off, just swing, boom, swing, boom, swing, boom. Your stream delayed something? Yeah, if you watch the stream for a bit, that happens. The stream's been live an hour, so it really does begin to build up. Also, has it been an hour already? Bloody hell. Alright. Glaive versus Exotic Contagion. Two different ways of achieving the same job. Both kill. Take your pick. Is Blast actually good now? Good question. Blast procs certainly do have some power behind them, so it's not bad now. Blast damage is just all damage type variations, I'll be honest, don't really matter now. So it comes down to the Blast proc, and the Blast proc can get some work done, but you need grouping or tight circumstances for it to work. If you've got spread out enemies, Blast proc is going to do you basically nothing. But if you've got tightly grouped enemies, and if you've got a good time to kill, then Blast can get work done. That's part of the problem, is you need the time to kill. Slow kills do not utilize Blast procs usefully. That was Radiation. That is not what I wanted to pick. Oopsies. I wanted to Blast, so we can try that out. Head to the terminal. Oh, I forgot to get the ciphers. No, this is bad. Oh, accidental side roll. Yep, no ciphers. And Lavos is shoving his arm in the way. How have they still not fixed this? D, why? I'm gonna fail it. Why D? Why? Why would we have this? I feel like this should be the easiest thing to not have. Just have it go translucent if it'll block, or just get rid of the armor plate that's causing the issue. Something, please. This is why people cipher. Anyway, it is what it is. I was too chunky? Yeah. Just full of actual armor. Who'd have thunk it? A Warframe with armor. Atlas Deluxe gets in the way as well? Yeah, fair do. Are snipers usable with Blast for AoE? If you've got a high enough chance to proc. This is where Blast has its limitations. You need to kill quickly in order to get the value out of Blast. 1.5 seconds after you land the Blast proc, it's wasted. It'll trigger for a 30% hit, which is less than Slash, and it only hits once. That's bad. So you need to kill quickly to get the value out of Blast, or you need to apply a whole bunch of procs, but if that bunch of procs isn't lethal, then again you're just not really doing much. So you need reliable Blast, you need reliable damage. That's the combo. Snipers can achieve that, so long as you get that high chance of Blast. And you know who can get you a high chance of Blast on every single sniper shot? Lavos! Lavos is eating so well with this update. So well. What's the best way to have a fast time to kill? Have lots of damage. Short question, short answer. If you want to get more nuance than that, you're basically asking how do you play Warframe at that point. It's mods, arcanes, sensible building, understanding damage formulae, or otherwise copying a build off someone who understands damage formulae. Yeah. Do I think simplifying the damage types was a good choice? Do you think the old system would still be better? It's hard to say. I'll be honest, it's hard to say. I get that it makes it simpler for newer players. I wonder if the amount to which they've flattened it could be considered a problem. Because like I say, I could use basically whatever damage type I want now. What benefit does it bring me to use radiation here? The Murmur are weak to radiation. Radiation deals 50% more damage. So why should I use radiation here instead of not even electric, which also has a 50% bonus? Why should I use that instead of viral? Why should I use radiation here instead of viral? Bearing in mind that viral, if you stack up the procs, that's going to apply up to a 4.25 times damage multiplier. Radiation versus viral is only a 3 times damage multiplier here. So even the objectively worst thing to bring, if you've got enough status alpha, turns out better. Crowd control? Exactly. Exactly, Carolus. You're talking about the radiation status effect as its only value. Which means that the radiation damage type doesn't get the value. all damage type choices now are flat. Completely dead flat. 50% bonus to one type over another isn't enough with the scaling that Warframe has. It's useful if you can fit it, but it's completely ignorable. Now, you could just always slash viral in the past as well, and that was part of slash viral just being so strong. Slash has definitely become weaker in that there is a lot more health to cut through and a lot less armor to cut through. Viral remains just as strong as it was before. With one exception, it no longer has a 75% bonus against the Grenadier health and no longer a 50% bonus against Corpus health, which mostly only matters for the Grenadier section of killing. Pure viral damage is about half as good as it was. Nearly half as good as it was against Grenadier. But people weren't killing the Grenadier with pure viral damage. Viral's good for its proc. Yeah, it's a weird situation, to be honest. It's a weird situation. Your intent took a hit. I guess you were the one who left us. Yep. Yeah, I'm Moose. Yep. Did the glaive take a hit this update? Bear in mind, we have a new status damage mod. So yeah, the new status damage mod can try and balance things. And it's hard to really put that into full perspective, because that status damage mod has to take the spot of a different mod. There is the fact that enemy health has increased, whereas glaive was directly targeting that health with slash procs. There's really a lot to take in at once there. But the ultimate reality is that enemies just remain kind of killable, you know? If your glaive was slowly killing them with slash procs, it's gotten worse. If it wasn't slowly killing them with the slash procs, only if your glaive was one-shotting them, it's probably gotten better. Oh, I'm killing outside the zone there. It's probably gotten better because for all the enemies increase in their health, they've had a reduction in armor, or they were already weak in the first place. Yeah. Yep. You can now do some blast melee influence setups of Glaive Prime. Blast melee influence, I suppose. We'll have to try and put together exactly how it's going to help you out. I should probably turn the transmission volume back up again. Now I'm no longer listening to Necroloid for 20 million years. There we are. Cheers, Wicked.
Not what I was looking for. But if you're happy, I'm happy.
As I'll say, I'd actually be interested to see how your old Blast Wukong would handle with the damage rework. Probably do reasonable. Again, you've got to remember that Blast needs tightly grouped enemies for it to actually matter. You need reliable Blast status procs for it to matter. And you're still comparing it against other damage types. Yeah. It's hard to kind of piece it all together. What got gonna say? Yeah, I'd use Zoris, but people want to use Glaive just for the Hyper Beam Glaive. Who's people? Who's people? Blast Boss build when? It's the same build as before. You can just use Lavos with Blast. If you want to do that, you can just do that. Alright, let's see if iMoose is actually available to come back on in. Your people. Okay, Jotamada, so you prefer to use Glaive instead of Zoris, even when Zoris will be the better tool for the job. Is that the case then? Is that what you were taking ownership of here? Cold didn't get buffed a lot. I mean, Cold Gates with full freeze is nice. Cold Slow was already pretty strong. Oh yeah, I didn't craft the ciphers. Alright, someone else hack things for me. I'll craft the ciphers in a moment. They're really easy to forget.
your glyphs. So, hit the terminal to exit into the labs.
I mean, Cold is already in a strong place, so Cold not getting huge particular buffs, despite its simulators getting loads, I'm fine with. Honestly, I'm fine with that. The crit damage increase is not really a matter, because if you're using a critical based weapon, you already have a lot of crit damage, and if you're not using a critical weapon, then you're not going to have the chance to land the crit damage, so it doesn't matter. It just moots out. I don't know why I'm doing this. Someone else cipher it. Yay, no damage stacks! Woo! Give your arm, thank you. We have so many ways to kill enemies quickly in the game. You're allowed to use a cool looking glaive. Alright, cool. So, you're not using the glaive for any mechanical reason, you're just using it for aesthetics. Alright then. There we are. If you're using things for aesthetics, I'm no longer the person to speak to. That has always been the fact. If you're using things for aesthetics, I'm no longer the person to speak to. Do I use ciphers? Yes, I use them so much I've run out of them, Drugstore. I've forgotten to build more. Use operator attack? I don't see how that makes things better. Oh, you mean for Lavos' arm not getting in the way? Yeah, I still don't have a cipher. That's the more important piece. These will have ciphers in hand. And pop. There we are. Are you waiting for not using ciphers? Nope.
Get ready for whatever happens next.
How is my level so fast? I'm very good at navigating. I have a particle velocity bonus shard on it here, so that helps me be faster as well. But mostly I'm just good at navigating and have high range for really long dashes like that. Also, I noticed that I'm getting speed boosts from time to time from someone in the squad. That's going to be the Wisp. So when I'm near to the Wisp, I'm also going to get those boosts because the Wisp will pop down a mode that I happen to run over. So that's your combo. Particle velocity, knowledge of the map, high range, and having a Wisp teammate. That's how I got speed. And there we see the semi-auto to auto bonus. It cannot go burr. It cannot go burr. And we'll also see the sheer value of Blast here, in how many enemies it does not appear to be killing around it. Eh. Nothing amazing. Alright, you got that. Sweet. Back we go. Blasting not currently blasting. It's doing everything it's supposed to do. It's a 5 meter range. That's it. It's just a 5 meter range. Like, you want to know how far 5 meters is? There we go. It's here. It's this range. If there is an enemy here, they'll hit here, but not there. That's it. That's the range. So like, that's good, but it's not, you know, game breaking. Is viral heat better than viral slash video update? Pretty much, yeah. Because you can put the mods into heat, you can get more direct damage as well as also gain the greater status damage. And you don't need to have slash specific weapons or use hunt munitions to achieve it. Yeah. The only reason where hunt munitions will come out on top is because you don't need any status chance whatsoever to make it work. Which, to be fair, is how come slash mattered for so long anyway. You could use so many powerful weapons that didn't have slash weighting because of hunt munitions. It was always the way. So yeah, viral heat is just a very, very strong setup. It always has been, but now comparatively it's just even stronger. What's my helmet for Labos? There is not currently a helmet for Labos. That's what it is. Stabby, stabby, stabby. Dead. I'm willing to bet I did not get the benefit of the blast box there because of the long animation. I'm gonna let all three of them get that one necromite. I can stay here. Pop. Loads of blast box on these guys. Explosions. More explosions. I wish I could see how many kills I was actually getting with the blast procs. That's part of the issue of telling what's good in this game, is that I genuinely, without carefully setting up scenarios to see what's going on, I genuinely cannot actually tell where my damage output is coming from. It's an eternal sticking point for me. Are these blast procs actually helping out? Are my abilities even getting kills? When I cast my 4, does it actually lead to something dying I didn't notice? I don't know. You're expecting increased health pools to make DOT effects worse? So the thing is, if you armor strip, yeah, absolutely, it's made things worse. But if you armor strip, you will already reduce the enemies down to easy to kill. They've gone from ridiculously easy to kill to not quite as ridiculously easy to kill. It was always a known thing that if you fully armor strip, they were just a walkover.
Nothing about Albrecht? Okay.
There you are.
Next time.
It's all just very odd. And I've yet to look at the fuller details on level scaling, how this really shakes out. Oh, okay. I'm here. Like, what levels have become harder, what levels have become easier, how does it really shake out? How much strength for that Wisp running? No idea, I'll be quite honest with you. They're giving us a 117% haste moat. And I think that has a 30% base on the UI tooltips, so just under 400%. Thank you, Etheric. Yeah. Gonna have to break the squad here for a moment. We'll grab Miralabe with the Fang and Iron Moose in just a moment. I need some ciphers. Just got Hildren Prime. What DPS build should I go for? If you want to check out my Hildren Prime guide over on YouTube, !Hildren, that will help you understand exactly how you can build her. Alright, 100 ciphers. Get you popping. Whilst that's going, I can also claim and use these Jade bits. There we go. Jade in the oven. Any chance I'll cover mag anytime? At some point in the future, yeah. You'll notice I put out about one video a week, roughly. That is about as quickly as I can put them out while still having my quality to them. The problem is that there's constantly things being added to the game, which makes it a bit hard to cover all pre-existing Warframes, especially with rebalances and changes happening constantly. Alright, let's rebuild the squad. So we had, I think we were on Miralabe with a Fang Lion boost now, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. Do only Prime Warframes get capes? No, you can put a Scion Dana onto any frame. This is not a Prime one right here. This is base version. The Prime doesn't exist yet. King Goblins, I know what you're saying there, but can you keep it to English only, please? Just as a matter of course.
Back to what we were.
Cheers, dude.
Maybe I could live with that. Hi. I know you can take a punch. Let's rob the old fart blind.
Good night, Goblins. That's why we never got around to the Naris rework video. Yeah. I looked at the Naris rework, and I'll be quite honest, it just didn't interest me enough to do it instead of something else. I looked at all the details, and it just... eh.
You got your glyphs.
Is Jade pretty broke? We'll have a look.
Hit the terminal to exit into the labs.
So can someone do that? I forgot to claim the ciphers from the foundry. Turns out that clicking build is not the whole process. Yep. I knew that. Literally a 1-minute thing I got distracted. There we go. Legendary 4? Nope. Legendary 3. I'll get to Legendary 4 when it happens by chance. I have no intention of trying to make Legendary 4 happen. That's just grinding Mastery rank for the sake of grinding Mastery rank, and fun fact, I do not find that fun. That's a fact. Why get Mastery rank? I'm going to assume that's a joke question. $16's enough unless you have ribbons? Yeah, okay, so that's inaccurate, but sure. Believe what you wish to believe on that one. I don't need that thing, it's just going to drop some common arcane I don't care about. So, Electrocell...
That's the Netrocell.
Ah, found it.
Right door.
I was close.
Try a different one.
Ah, was close. There we are.
I was afraid of this. Netrocell security system won't open with all the uglies around.
You play Warframe like Pokemon, gotta catch them all? Fair enough. I mean, that's... there's a lot of catching all to get full mastery. I have no interest in K-Drives, for example. Yeah, Mastery 30 does give a lot of quality of life options. Absolutely. Like, you don't realise just how good it is until you get it. And it just feels so seamless. It feels like the game's no longer punishing you for trying to rank things up. Genuinely. And then you got the legendary ranks also, on top of giving legendary cores, they have the benefit for the items that go up to level 40, but that's much more niche. Level 30 though is just a general benefit. Just in general. Is Whiff still meta? Yes. She is indeed a Warframe. Not called Caliban, so she is meta. What happens when you rank up the weapon? Yeah, with MR ranks, what they do is they give you a minimum capacity on weapons and Warframes, and all other gear that has level-based capacity. So if you're MR 30, your weapon, when you get it out of the foundry, has 30 capacity, or 60 if you put a potato in. And most weapons, the max they can get is 30/60. So you're at max straight away. You can give the full power to the weapon, Sans Former, straight away. This also means that if you former something, it doesn't reset you down to a low level and therefore take mods off. You just get the new space straight away. You might notice in some of my videos when I'm showcasing a weapon that I level up the weapon during the mission. That's not because I'm showing you an underpowered weapon, it's because I just finished formering it, but I'm still leveling it up for the final time. But that doesn't affect the weapon's power, so it's fine. Hydrate, I'm all out of tea, so it's going to have to be a water hydrate now. Cheers. Have you never known this? Yeah. Congrats, you're one of the 10,000, or however big the number would be for Warframe. We don't have official numbers, so I can't. I could only speculate. Fulmin at this amount of rapid fire just feels stupid, not gonna lie. Imagine if I had an infinite ammo buff as well. With this. Rex saying, everyone understood why people call Caliban bad. He has a lot going aside from his first and slow casting speed for most of his abilities. Yeah, so the problem is that he doesn't actually have a lot going for him. His Stomp scales off both strength and range, which is a double dip requirement that doesn't really need to exist. The armor strip that he applies, base 50% is okay, but for 100 energy in a fixed zone, it's a bit expensive for what it achieves there, again with a long casting time. His lethal progeny kind of derp around in terms of damage output. They provide the shields, but it doesn't help him if his shields run out, and that's because otherwise it would give him immortality, so he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place there. His passive is absolutely pants. It's terrible. Not only does it not work with adaptation, the mod, unlike pretty much every other passive ever, working with their respective mods, not only does it not work with that, it gives you just so little. Yo, no sympathy, thank you very much for raiding in here with a party at 93. Hope you all are doing well. Welcome into the channel proper, my dude, and I hope you're having yourself a wonderful time. And if you need to get off right now because you just finished a stream, I absolutely understand. But I hope you had a good one. I don't know if we actually... Did we have the alert for it, or was the alert just not playing? I didn't hear it, but I might have just forgotten that I heard it. My ears do that. Caliban's 1 is absolutely disastrously bad. Like, they increase the damage tenfold shortly after release, and it's still disastrously bad. Yeah. Am I heading to StanderCon this year? I am not, no. How about yourself? Are you heading? Because I know you and I had the same circumstances last year. Affordability is not there for this year. Thanks, Phil. Appreciate it. Alright, touch an extra cell. Good.
Take whatever Albrecht was hiding and bring it to the sanctum.
Yeah, fair do. You have yourself a good time when you get to go then. I could not justify the cost. Is migrating account worth it? Having your account set up for cross save is absolutely worth it. Yes. Huh. And another Archon shard. Nice. Well, no, simply, I had the same situation as you last year. You know, but we were literally in the same building. The same was not extended to me this year because, as we explained, when I asked about it, is that they want to make sure they can, as it were, spread the love to other creators. Hell, if I were invited the exact same way this year, I'd have been hella surprised. I was surprised enough just last year. But it does mean that going there myself would be, first of all, the sheer cost of flying there, and the cost of staying there, and the cost of TennoCon itself. All the bits together. It's a lot of money for me. I'm a full-time content creator for a single video game. It's not exactly money galore. Yeah, it's either that or continuing to support, you know, literal life goals, quite frankly. Yeah. Next is saying there are weaker frames to Caliban, which the community thinks are fine, which I don't get. Okay. Don't forget that Caliban's biggest selling point, his armor strip, also got weakened in his most recent update, so he's even lower down my list than before. But yeah. If TennoCon was in the UK or Western Europe, would I be able to go? Yeah. UK is definitely affordable for me, because I live in the UK. Absolutely. But Canada is just a little too far. It just is. If I were a much larger creator, if we had lots more people in here with lots more subscriptions being thrown around, lots more people buying merch from the merch store, like you can get some lovely, lovely mouse pads, you know, things to that effect, then yeah, I might be doing better on that side. But, you know, that just requires me being an even better creator to get more people interested, doesn't it? I just need to do better. Alright, fair do no super. You take care. Have a good one. Have a good one there, my dude. Archon Hunt? Yeah, we can get sorted with that as well. How long have I been playing Warframe? I started playing Warframe around the time that Wisp came out. Yeah. Mirrorlade, thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs there. Going out to Mr. Falks, to Floor Guy 1111, to Bondar247, to Jon Snow Official, the official one apparently, and to Verbivolant. Mirrorlade, thank you very much for your continued support on the channel here. Oh. By far and away the single biggest gifter for the last few months on this channel. Absolutely. Hot damn. Let's just say a mousepad is treating me well. It bought you lunch. How did a mousepad buy you lunch? How? Goblin say, I guess you may even get more views streaming you comments in the event rather than being there. I'll be honest, that's not really in the calculation for me. That's really not in the calculation. Like, if I had the reasonable financial opportunity to attend TennoCon, or hell, if D just paid for it, I'd be there rather than streaming. Absolutely. If I had the reasonable means to be there, I would be there. I just can't afford it. What's the issue with August and Protea? When you cast an ability with anything like the August or Brief Respite on your build, you gain some shields, which means that your current shield gate instantly ends, and when those shields are depleted, you have a new shield gate based on how many shields you recovered. With Protea being able to get to 5-second shield gate, if you then cancel that shield gate with a cast of an ability, because you need to regenerate shields, you then just have no shield gate, you die. If the circumstances are just wrong enough, you die. So the August actively undoes her survivability. Yes, less than 5 years ago, Lamia. Yeah, it was late 2019. Have D paid for it before? Yeah, last year I got to go to TennoCon because D effectively sponsored me to go. They paid for the trip. So yeah, I got to go there last year. Interestingly enough, for reasons that do not make any sense to me, D decided to offer that to me after all the tickets were sold out, and therefore after I'd said to everyone in the community, sorry, I'm not going. So anyone who may have only wanted to go, or would have had that factor push them over the edge into wanting to go had I been there, couldn't make that decision, which was really weird. Yeah. When was Lavos released? I think 2020. You've been playing Warframe longer than me, still less developed? Don't worry about that. Remember, Lamia, this is my full-time job. So, if you were better than me at it, then fair enough, but like, should you expect yourself to know more about Warframe than someone who literally has a full-time job in it? Don't worry about it, dude. You enjoy the game for enjoying the game, and let the detail-diving demons we are be the detail-diving demons we are. You don't have to measure yourself by that. So, not sure what happened at the end of the project command. What happened with what project command? Sil, I know exactly what happened with the end of the project command. Do you want to have a careful look at it? I wonder if you can figure out what's going on with the project command. I'm looking at it, I realise just the silliness that is me. And I wonder if you can figure out what's actually happening there. Oh, someone's already pointed out for you. Oh, fair enough then, okay. Alright. Fair enough. I missed the reply. I just kind of blank out replies because they're not directed to me. Protai is not Protea. Sorry, Umbra. You gotta try that again. That's not a command solemn, yeah. Could I show Tenet Envoy build? Didn't I do a video to this weapon? I think I did. Fairly certain I did. Let's see, what have I got on here at the moment? Is it Brokey Broke? No, this is the sensible one. Hunt Munition / Viral Approach, which, interestingly enough, we just decreed is not as powerful as it once was. But hey, it's still a Tenet Envoy. Yup. This is probably one of the places where Hunter Munitions is still a very good idea. And that's because this is a slow fire rate, 1.17, low status weapon. So if I were to replace Hunter Munitions with heat here, first of all, that would be an issue with actually getting the damage procs out of this, because of the way that the elements are set up here. But secondly, if I were to try going down that road, I would then be fighting against that status chance. Even if I could somehow get this, say, put a heat mod here, get me, I don't know, probably 40-ish% status chance, with the breakdown on that would come to maybe... it probably wouldn't be better than a 20% chance of heat. Or I could just have the slash. Or I could just have the slash and not try and finagle it. So I think this is actually one of the cases where a Hunter Munitions approach is still the correct approach. For slow firing, low status. That's where you go for this. Planet Tune say, I have 10 years playing Warframe, you're the only creator I watch. You teach mechanics and I learn new things, while most of the others just put a build on screen, showcasing that's it. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you appreciate the extra detail I try to go into, yeah. Have I ever tried an Eckheim build? I don't know that I have, to be honest. Don't know that I have. What's my opinion on the Tigris? I'm not a fan. Just because of the firing mode, I'm just not a fan. That's all. I'll lay Solomir on that one. Yep. Right, let's Jade for a bit. Now, I've not actually used Jade proper with a build or anything. Like, she's unformed so far. Let's see. This is what I just threw onto her before just leveling her and calling it a day. I had other things to do, I'll be honest. So, with no research whatsoever, what do I want to improve here? I mean, what is she really good for? Mirrorlape, I'm fine for former. I'm fine. Look, it says 224 here, Mirrorlape. We're good. We're fine. We're okay. But yeah, what value do we have on building here? I feel like she could benefit from a hell of a lot of strength, but I just wonder on the value overall on that. Because she's not got orb generation, so energy could then end up being a problem. 224 former? Yeah. I mean, to be clear, I haven't got 224 normal former. I've got 33 aura former, 170 normal former, and then just a couple umbrals lying around, you know? Just a couple. Have some of my former? Sorry, I can't trade them. So sad. Too bad. Get some more ciphers going. Now I've claimed these ones, because clearly I'm going to need more. Try Aviator and Boreal mods for 4. It gives 110% damage reduction. So that sounds impossible, but okay. So we got Aviator, which is 40%, and then Boreal reduces damage when airborne, starting at what, just 20%? How does that scale up? Wiki. Boreals, Hatred, give me the set values. Gets up to 60%. Yeah, so I'm fairly certain that doesn't become 110%. First of all, that adds up to 100, not 110%. You tried level 110 bombardiers and bombarders. They're just bombards. You tried level 110 bombards and didn't die. Okay, that's not 110% damage reduction. Tanking level 110 does not mean you have 110% damage reduction. I hope we're clear on that. I hope you weren't using those two numbers interchangeably there. That's not how numbers work. Math confused? I think you might be, yes. I think you might just be a little tired this Sunday. So, where I understand that this would work, the Boreal set will give you 60% damage reduction, this will give you 40%. They don't add together, they multiply. They multiply. So, you would get 0.4, which is the remaining damage after the Boreal set, multiplied by 0.6, which is the remaining damage after Aviator. 24% damage still taken, which means you would be resisting 76% of it. Which is good. Don't get me wrong, it's good. But yeah. Pretty much all damage reduction sources multiply with each other so that you cannot reach 100% unless one of them gives 100% straight up. Jade's Sword gives damage reduction. Yeah. Is that a damage reduction whilst in flight? I'll be honest, the info here is not very informative. I love it when the best way to learn a Warframe is to go to the wiki, because explaining basic features is just not a thing that DE does. We got space to explain it. Additionally, Jade gains damage reduction while in flight. Yeah, so it is that value I'm looking at. Good, okay. Alright. What does that cap out at? Because, like, if I just slap strength on here until the cows come home. Oh, it caps at 50. Never mind. That's... I mean, it's damage reduction, but it's 50%. That's not exactly making me sing. Yeah. Okay. So you can do the Boreal set. That does require having all three Boreal mods. So you've got Boreal's Hatred, Boreal's Anguish, and what's Boreal 3? I forget these mods because there's so many to remember. Boreal's Contempt goes on a pole arm, so you'd have to have a pole arm to get the full value out of it. Otherwise, you'd only get the 40%. Right. Rex say, I've yet to die with Jade with adaptation of Fall from Aviator. Fair enough. Well, for now, let's slap a good old V polarity, because V polarities are always strong, and she lacks one at the moment. Which gives me that, which allows me to then flop this into here. Aviator today, 40% damage reduction. Sure, why not? Why not? Let's give that a whirl. Yeah. We can give that a shot. See how it works out. Glory at the moment I've currently got modded like this because it just needs forming and processing. You know what, let's slap stuff in here. What can we go for? I think a dash polarity is just going to be a good idea. Now this isn't exactly a high crit approach. Mod Blast. Thanks for the command. I suppose, yeah, Heat's had its heyday. Pure Heat doesn't exactly, as I explained earlier, doesn't exactly sing for itself. Pure Blast doesn't have much of a downside and has the upsides of blasting. Alt guarantee status? Man, is there anything D actually included in the description of this? Hold on, I'm going to verify what you're saying there now. So. Alternate fire, desolated judgments. Consumes, does this, blah blah blah. Damage is affected by alternate fire, elemental, critical, status, faction. Okay, so not a lot of things benefit that. Doesn't say anything about guaranteed effect. Needs testing. Pulpit say, her 3 strips armor, so wouldn't something like Energy Siphon be a better option than Corrosive Projection? That's assuming that you were constantly armor stripping them fully. But sure. That was just put on there to be on there, I'll be quite honest with you. So, yeah, you could put Energy Siphon... What is it? Bear in mind, Energy Siphon is going to give you 0.6 energy per second. It's not exactly an amazing value. But yeah, you can put that there. Aren't the new status damage mods worth a slot? I don't know. It depends on your build. It depends on what you're trying to achieve. Run the numbers. Like, yes, they are a bonus to your status damage, but that does not in itself answer if you should put them there. It's only for status damage at the end of the day. So, is it worth it? What's the rest of your build? It's the same question as asking, is Nourish worth it? It's the same question as asking, is Lavos worth it? Probably, but what's your setup? What's the situation? Where's the rest of the detail? Because otherwise, the wiki would be just full of pages where the only information at the top of the page would be, is this worth it? And either a green yes or a red no. You might notice that that doesn't exist. So it is actually, in all cases, a little bit more nuanced than that. The devil is indeed in the details, yeah. Let's roll with this, see what happens. The relative lack of status is apparently going to be countered by guaranteed status. If that turns out to be a lie, well, I just got lied to by Twitch chat. The day ends in a Y. The characters, I don't even know who you're speaking to at this point. Cool. Energy Siphon doesn't even work during the 4? Well, that's a point, isn't it? That's a point. You know what? I'm going to stop reading what you guys are going to say on this one. Let's just play a damn mission with her. How's that for an idea? We can go into the Archon Hunt, actually. I've got an 80% chance of getting a Talforged Shard, and this vanishes in 4 hours. So, it sounded like someone just messaged me. I have no idea who. I'd like an invitation for a group. You have a free spot for Archon Hunt. Sure, there we are. Let's bring in Mirror Lane. Let's close off these other tabs so I can see other messages as they come in. Would you like to join me on the Archon Hunt? Send me a message in game. Weird Twitch question. What could cause that after every message sent I get the not sent occurs identical to last one within 30 seconds regardless of anything? It sounds like a bug. Refresh. Straight up. By the way, Harmony randomly deals 100 times damage on heavy attack. Is it random or do you not understand what's going on? Sorry, Heavylock. We are full up now. Also, what in the leet speak is that name? Alright, let's pop into the mission. Would heat be a much better choice for the bonus on liches and sister weapons now? Hard to say, to be honest with you. Hard to say. What do you want to achieve with your weapon? Let's face it. People are already sometimes using heat going, yeah, because I can put on viral heat with 3 mods and then get loads of heat because yeah, there's a heat there, so heat, right? Heat words. I see, we've got hover mechanics and I have to actively descend rather than Titania flight mechanics. Why did they reinvent flying? Just out of curiosity, why did they reinvent flying? But I have to control to descend and space to lift. Was that necessary? But we have Titania's flight system, which is just flight. Was it designed to just nerf? Oh, for fuck's sake, you little shit. Was it designed to just annoy me? Hildren Flight? Hildren Flight, except there's no height limit I can see. It's like I'm not falling right now.
Hurry.
And it's faster. This one allows you to dodge roll. You can just blink as Titania, which is functionally dodge roll, or you can actually dodge roll by holding aim as Titania. Just fun fact. Okay, you got that one then. Oops. Oh, that's not good.
I'm in your debt. Let's go home.
I just don't see a reason it needed to be reinvented. For something that has otherwise total freedom in why the restriction? It just feels weird. Titania Flight is technically Arcwing? Yeah, it uses Arcwing mechanics, yeah. Which once upon a time sucked.
Give me a weapon.
Now they don't. And for years they haven't.
Target is being debriefed. If any trace of Era still remains inside Azul, I will bring it to the surface.
Yeah. Also, I realised I cast basically none of her abilities there. It was a mission that didn't really call for it. Is Jade basically Titania but AoE? In the same way that Valkyrie is basically Excalibur, sure. You know what, Sil? I agree with you. It is about time to do that. Music change. Your best guess is maybe this is Lilesia for controllers? Okay, so if someone decides to use an inferior input system for gaming, the rest of us should suffer? Nah. That just sounds dumb. Umbrella prefers that system? Alright, well. Umbrella prefers it. Better keep it in. So yet again, you can aim down without worrying about altitude. That's why. Or I could just, you know, be good at navigating. Like, I've never had an issue with Titania descending in ways I don't wish to descend. I'll be quite honest. It's never felt like a problem to me to just fly as Titania.
Father lifted you screaming from the manifold. How we sang.
I don't want to call everything that doesn't seem a problem a skill issue, but like, you know, that one kind of borders on it, really. Okay, forgot I had the envoy equipped. Just rapid fire obliterate the area, as you do. And I don't have stagger resistance. Whoops. Well, that's a lot of bullet. Yeah. All the enemies are coming through there, so if I just kind of set a zone up there, they'll just kind of fall into it and explode, right? Also, where are these guaranteed blast procs? Oh. Someone is trying to Jade. Let's, go here. Oh wait, I was seeing damage over time from the zone, wasn't I? That was a confusing bit. I can't just basically just keep firing this forever, and my 2 just maintains itself then. Okay. I'm gonna gently do this. Oh, sorry, take that. I don't know if that was applying blast procs continuously. Oh, I'm out of energy. Whoops. That was careless of me. And I have energy again. Alright. Now, I am leveling up at the moment, so that is probably helping my energy. Oop, that was a bad throw. So that does need to be taken into account. I mean, just this relentless fire rate does seem pretty effective, doesn't it? Again, we'd need to test her out properly without leveling up, giving us energy, because that definitely cheats things. You gotta get more fire rate on yours? I've got a lot of fire rate from Wisp, that is certainly helping. We've got this right here, giving me a 213% fire rate bonus. That's a spicy amount of fire rate right there. Yeah, that is a spicy amount of fire rate. How about this damage bonus? Not so great if I'm hitting something that's flying! How is a Battlist flying anyway? You're wondering why your turret charge has gone in a second? Yeah, Wisp. Wisp fire rate kind of strong.
And I beheld a great ram, and the horns of him were crowned with soul.
Ult fire is pretty good too. Detonates enemies with judgment, which the 4 inflicts a 10% chance or 1 zone guarantees. Yeah, I saw that. And it deals, what, 10 times the damage of a normal shot? The problem is that with this fire rate, 10 times the damage of a normal shot isn't actually that amazing if I do it one bit at a time, when this just kind of opens up on them. But again, we're just getting we're getting the usual Warframe experience of lots of things are happening and it's hard to tell what the value actually is. That is the Warframe experience. Lots of things are happening. Is it a good happening? Well, the enemy's died. Is that the good? Get rid of the resistance and then kill that. Is it an invigoration on the Wisp? No idea. Given that Mirrorlabe is not running Banshee, I'm going to guess yes. Because Mirrorlabe loves Banshee. Can you buff Wisp's strength with Jade? Probably, yeah, actually. I could give a strength buff. The problem is what kind of a strength buff am I giving? I'd be giving 59%, which, considering how strong this Wisp has to be already, that's probably not that much. Like, it will be a benefit, more than a 10% total increase, but like, it's not going to be that much. Whereas instead I can go for the weapon damage increase, which one hopes affects my 4. Again, I'd have to check because DE can't tell you these things. Apparently Mirrorlabe is on 840% strength, so yeah, no. I wouldn't actually be giving a 10% buff, not even that. That's wild. Pay for it? Yeah. Mirrorlabe do things. Don't know where that Jade Xmas is. There it is. Please do not the energy. Definitely struggling on the battle list there, but that's because I don't have this open. Oh, we are. It says there's an enemy here. I don't see them. Oh, they're below me. Right. Oh yeah, Archon Hunt bonus strength is probably active here as well for Mirror Lave. That could be it. On top of the normal various stackings. If Mirror Lave wants to share their build, they're welcome to do so. And show off what you've achieved. Yes, Mirrorlave's got the Archon Hunt 300%, they've confirmed that. There we are. Oh, we lost D1 again. Whoopsie, my bad. There's a lot happening here, I'm just kind of shooting. Also, apparently I was too high to cap the side. That does hurt. Yep. Yeah, if the bot says you got too many tickets, it means you already have a ticket. You can't claim more. That would give you too many. I would change the bot message, but I physically cannot, which is one of the downsides of Stream Elements. They have hard-coded how their bot responds to tickets. For some reason. It's a dumb reason, but it's a reason. Alright, I think we are done here. And before we get into the final Archon Hunt, we are going to take a very brief break. Let's just get out of this mission. I'll be back in just a momentinos. Oh, looks like they've got their moment to chatter. Let's get us out of this mission. I'm just going to let the mission finish, whilst I'll be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere, chat. Do not go anywhere. Sorry about that. Right, and I'm muted as well. We're back. Why have I come back to someone say you're not my dad and still responding not with that attitude? I'm not. What is happening here? Okay. Right then. Yeah, I'm just not going to address that. I'm going to leave that there. Neil asking, Kengineer, is there going to be a video on the new arcanes? I will have a look into the arcanes and see what there is to cover and what will be worth covering. I will not suggest that such a video will be anytime soon, just because there's so many things to cover. Simple as that, really. Right, let's swap off of this. Fenmore, why not? Fenmore's been having some good fun. Oh, you never did the follow? Oh, well, well. Does anyone think we'll get Rhino Sirius as a playable Warframe? Maybe. Who knows? Also, news project. Currently working on a video on all the damage types in Warframe. Considering that's a really big change, it kind of needs addressing. How many you put 4 formers into levels? Lovely. Look forward to his prime. Yeah, the new damage types kind of, you know, dictate the entire game. You cannot interact with Warframe more than in niche areas without interacting with damage. It is a non-option. Oh, this navigation is painful. And we're on site, with no energy left. Yay!
You found her. Stay on the move. Those eyes can kill.
Well, those eyes are getting killed. Fenmore go burr. I'm going to take the Wisp Express through this mission.
This gate only opens to Narmer prayers. Tear the veils from deacons and use those.
I mean, this seems like the way to navigate. If you don't want to use Operator for it, just become an angel. But not a Void Angel. No, that would be bad. Yeah, it works. Yoink. And now how's Zaku gonna look? Okay. Oh, you on about the primes or something? Right. That was slightly needless route, but sure. Turns out, slamming is faster than being an angel when going downwards. Jade is specifically for Ascension. Oh, frickin' go down!
Where once the great beasts held dominion, but now Talon sentries,
Down.
nor heard it speak. Naira and her kin were doubly abandoned.
Yeah, no, I am really not a fan of her verticality. Really not a fan. Why when Jade feels weird in your opinion? That's because it's 2.5 dimensions rather than 3. You have to descend and ascend rather than just go forwards in the direction you're looking. You don't mind it? Yeah, it's fine that you don't mind it. I think you said that earlier. If not, someone with a very similar name did. I do mind it. There we go. That's done.
You dealt with Archon Naira expertly, Tenno. Her kind
Dodge
makes
the
magic
nullifier.
no protection.
The number of times I'm going to get stuck on doorways thinking, yeah, I'm going to get through that. And it's like, oh, wait, no. Bang my head slightly. Great. And Hildra levitating, instantaneous flying. Sure, if you want to make a stipulation. Sure. It's a pointless stipulation, but sure, why not? What is the functional difference other than giving a worse movement input system? Yeah. You have to name if you want to differentiate them. Who requires the differentiation? You're differentiating an input system by deciding to define your entire means of being airborne. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. You're splitting hairs and then leading me to split the hairs you've split. Question why you're splitting them. All we're getting here is just a knot in a comb. Yeah. Okay, verb object, sure. No one said otherwise. It's 3 AM for you currently? Well, you should probably be getting some sleep then, Saper. Yeah, you should probably be getting some sleep. Alright. Well, we have got the Archon Hunt out of the way, so Regnak, Miralabe, Zom, thank you very much for joining me on that. Let's pop out of there. And close all of that. Right then. So let's have a look at Jade without wisp buffs to the extreme, because that would be good. That defense reduction is only a 10% per second base, so if you get that to 250% strength, it'll take 4 seconds for a full strip. But we also know that full strip isn't necessary now. You still get work done sooner. Yes, Som. Plus, literally the entire rest of the squad. You'll forgive me if I don't list all of it. We can have a look then at what else she gives us here. Shield resilience, shield per second, and shield recharge delay. Now that's shield per second. That's when you're recharging your shields, right? Yeah. Spirit resilience increases shield effectiveness. That does not give us the information. Has the meta of elements changed? Yes. Yeah, so she offers a strength buff, which is an option. Then you can cycle out of it, use snapshotting. Damage increase, which we're assuming so far is a pure damage increase like Serration and Hornet Strike. And one assumes works on Glory on High. What has the wiki said on what affects the different bits and pieces there? So, the wiki info. Get out of the way. Primary fires affected by pure damage, elemental damage, multi-shot, critical bonuses, status chance, fire rate, faction damage, and explosion radius. Okay. Yeah, it's got an AoE. The primary fire is a 2-meter AoE according to the wiki. Fair enough. Was that anywhere in this info? That'll be why I didn't know about it. Yeah, because as we all know, it is absolutely impossible to include radial information in a weapon's stats. We all know this is utterly impossible to do. There is no way to include a range stat on a radial attack, or to even state that an attack is a radial attack. It's completely impossible. Why did I expect that it would be possible to show that information here? Sure. I'm out of tea. Is stated in 4? Yeah. Alright. Yeah, it's there. Okay, so I have to go through the stats here. Radius 2 to 2.9. Yeah, it's buried there. Planet Tune saying I think they didn't do it because Fulmination not work, only Warframe range. Which is interesting you say that, because if I go back to the wiki page, it says that Fulmination does work, and it multiplicatively with range mods. So not only is that not the right answer, if anything, it gives us an even worse answer. Yeah. Cheers, Mirrorlab. This is not smart. And then the alternate fire is only bonus by elemental, critical, status chance, faction damage. Alright. Shots have a 50% crit chance, 2 times crit multiplier, 20% status chance, 1.67 fire rate, no reloading, infinite ammo. Alternate fire can be cast once per second, no fire rate bonuses or any kind of bonus can affect it. Both of them are pure heat. Alright. And alternate fire doesn't benefit from Warframe Pistol Arcanes. I presume then that the primary fire does, Wiki? One would assume. Jade cannot interact with consoles and like whilst in Glory on High. Alright. Cool. I don't know what the situation is on Concentrated Arrows on, but Fulmination, according to the wiki, is multiplicative with the range. We can have a look into that. Why can Jay pick up stuff then press 4 but can't carry him 4? Because that's how DE coded it. That's why. There is no better answer. You have to remember this is the same company that has managed to put together magnetic procs in completely the wrong fashion and describe them wrong. So the answer is that's how they coded it. Yeah. Okay. Range on this. Let's do a range test. What's wrong with magnetic? Check the stream on Wednesday. It's broken, it's bugged, I've reported it to DE. Most of it works, but the actual damage it does on the electric proc is wrong. Right. Love my Jade fashion? Thank you. Okay, so with all this range, this brings this up to a 5.3 meter radius on the normal fire. .3 meter radius, right? Yeah. And it's coming up from a 2 meter base radius. So, if we now get Glory itself and grab Prime Fulmination, this is giving us a 44% increase. If it is additive with range, that'll give us another 0.44 meter range, no, 0.88 meter range increase. So that would give us 6-ish meters. If instead it is multiplicative, that 5.3 times 1.44 comes out to 7.6. There's not a lot of wiggle room in that. Not a lot of room for testing here, but we're seeing the difference between 7.5 meters or just over 6 meters. That's what we're looking at. And I suppose the way to verify this will be to grab an AoE weapon with a 6 meter range if I can. Let's see. Tenet Plinks, what is your radial range? 6 meters. Oh, that. Oh, but it doesn't it suck things in? Hold on, let me check. Tenet Plinks. What's the range on the suction on that? Because that kind of ruins the test. Pulls in enemies within 6 meters as well. Okay, that's fine. That should be fine for testing. Right then, let's go. Something just completely unmodded. We don't need mods, we just need the radius on it. That works fine. So, if we find the radius just outside what can be hit by the Plinks, and then try to hit it with Jade, we find out whether Jade's getting the bonus or not on a multiplicative or not manner. I'll do. Alright, now this is stood in the middle of this tile. And these tiles are 4 meters across. 6 meters should be about there. And sure enough, that hits it, yeah. Okay, that's weird. It just didn't fire. So yeah, we got our 6 meter. Now let's go a little bit further across. This shouldn't hit it. Didn't hit it. No damage number. That was very clear and simple. So now we go Jade. And we just hit that spot there. And we're not hitting it. There we are. There we are. There we are. Hit. That's a hit. No hits there. I think the wiki was wrong on that one. Yep, fairly certain the wiki was wrong on that one. That doesn't seem very multiplicative to me. Verb object. Thank you very much for the 1,000 bits to the channel there. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. So, why would the wiki say that was multiplicative then? That seems pretty clearly not multiplicative to me. If I go into glory here and take that off, wow, I put that on exactly the wrong slot. We're not going to see much of a reduction in the range then. Again, we got the 6 meter spot. This should no longer hit. Cool, if I just go in a little bit. Just a little bit in, and we're hitting now. It was hit. It was hitting to about here. Now it's here. That's not a 44% difference. Yeah. No, the wiki's not written by DE whatsoever, no. The wiki's 97% correct. And we just found part of the 3%. Yeah. Does Ballroom have decor options? No, it's just always Baruch and Gara. It's always those two. Why those two? It's just them. So yeah, if anyone does or cares to update the wiki, you can confirm on that one straight from this stream here. You can even clip it as evidence if you really care about it. That is definitely an additive increase, not multiplicative, which means then it depends on how much range you're getting, but fulmination is probably not worth it. Now, that's just on the primary fire. There is also the matter of the secondary fire, which could be different, and that could be a little bit more problematic to get a good verification on. Let's have a look here. Alternate fire is apparently not buffed by fulmination at all, according to the wiki. But we already know the wiki is not necessarily correct. Have I considered using either of the new syndicate simulacrums? I have one of them, but like this one does the job. Do I need anything different? That's the way I see it. Okay, let's think about this. If I can get the range to 200% exactly, that'll give me an 8 meter range, which should be maybe too much actually, but actually, yeah, if I go for 190% range. No. I need to really think of this through. What am I doing here? Okay, let's first test if 190% doesn't hit an enemy 2 spaces away. That's important, because I want to verify this 8 meter range I'm working with here. Because between this enemy and this enemy should be 8 meters. Should. So to verify that, I can slap this one until they get a judgment on them. Okay, I've judgmented the other one. That is not the result I wanted. There we are, judgment on him, and bap. Yeah, it only hit the middle one, not the far one. Whereas now, if I get myself a little bit more range on it, just a little bit. Doing that there because of energy reasons. I just need like 10%. This will do, I think. Come on. How can I finagle this to work how I want it to be? That's too much. It's a little bit too little. God damn it. 201%, close enough. 201%. I just didn't want to go ranking anymore because that means leaving the simulacrum and coming back. I just didn't want to do that. Okay. So now... that didn't hit him. That didn't hit him. Is it perhaps limited by line of sight? Is it perhaps limited by line of sight? Well, there's a very easy way to find out. I have a gun on me. Oh, it's not modded. Right then. Body blocker removed. Back to this. Come on, come on, get judged. There it is. Didn't hit him. Verify it again just to be absolutely certain. Anytime now. There it is. Definitely did not hit him. Okay, so that 8-meter range is lying to me. Are we sure about the size of these tiles? Pretty certain. Pretty certain. Because like, if we go right the way to the end here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tiles. 36 meters. Like, as far as measuring these go, that's about as good as you're going to get for that information. 9 tiles, 36 meters, 4 meters per tile. It's very useful for testing ranges, and it's been a reliable measurement I've done so far, which means we got middle of this tile to middle of this tile. That's supposed to be 4 meters. It's very useful testing in here because they spawn 5 across and 4 forwards, and this 5 across puts them at 4 meter intervals. It's been very useful for testing those kinds of ranges in the past. So it's strange that this, which should be 8.02 meters on the alternate fire, isn't doing it. Come on, bro. There it is. Yeah, definitely not doing it. That is odd. So I'm going to increase the range just a little bit. And cut out by float? Yeah, maybe. Something like that. So, range mods. Let's see. Cunning drift. If we go to 13%, that only brings us to 8.52. It's a chunk of an increase, but let's see what happens. Isn't the alt fire the detonation mechanic reliant on the 1? Nope, it's reliant on judgments which can be caused by the 4. We have seen the explosion hitting the middle enemy when we had them there, so we know they can do that. Judgment, explosion, not hit. Okay, this is getting a little bit weird. Does the range actually increase? As I'm saying, 1 gives some extra range, messing up this test. We're not using the 1 at all, Tom. What are you on about that's relevant there? This says it has an 8.52 meter alternate fire radius, and it's not hitting something which is within 8.52 meters. We just do that to give us 255, which now bring this all the way up to 10 meters. Let's see if it hits. Okay, Zom, you didn't actually say that, but fair enough. See, that hits, so we know it can definitely hit. Now we know for certain it will definitely hit across that distance, so range is boosting it. So, let's start bringing this down bit by bit then. To 40%. Hits. That would be a very rare case, Ozzy. Like, I get you're trying to come up with an explanation as to why this isn't hitting in the range you're expecting. Float to int is not exactly how Warframe handles ranges. It just doesn't do that. What if it depends on where you're aiming rather than target? Well, it doesn't depend on that because we're causing the mark on the target to explode to hit the other target. What you'll see me do at first there is not me shooting to cause the explosion, it's shooting to cause a mark, which I can then explode. So, that's just a dead in water idea, sorry. See, it's that mark on them, which I'm causing to explode by doing that, and that hit. Yeah, Ozzy, this is where the case of having a little bit of knowledge can be more dangerous than no knowledge at all on a topic. Bollocks. Right. 213%? Does that still hit? We're just going to narrow this down as easily as I can. We got the mark. Boom. Doesn't hit. 213 doesn't hit. Alright. But full stretch at 235 was hitting. We're getting there. We are narrowing it down. So, let's go for that plus this. No, plus this. 228%. Wait for the mark. There's the mark. Do the bomb. 228 hits. We're nearly there. Oh. That angel fell from heaven. So that is a 37.5 plus the other one. So let's go 222. So are they specific? We're not finished yet, so yeah. That hit. So it was... What was the lower bound that we said didn't hit? Oh, the highest one that didn't hit? It was like 218, wasn't it? It's 222 hits. If I take that off, does 215 miss? There it is. Ah, no, that hits. Okay. Was it 213? Okay, well, 215 just hit. Yep, 215 just hit. And we said 213 missed. There we are then. We may have found the exact range at which this hits across here. It is. Doesn't hit. Yep, there we are. So the difference is... It hits at 215, so we can just say within a fraction of a percent, that's the actual range needed. So 215... What will the difference even show here? Quick question, what's the deal with the 10 pack giveaway? Exactly what the raffle command just says, that Silenci is linked for you. Basically, D have given me a digital pack to give away, and I'm giving it away. So, at 213, this says there's an alternate fire radius of 8.5 meters. And at this, it says it has a range of 8.6 meters. Yeah. So, where I was expecting it to need just the flat 8 meters, it's got the extra 0.6 in there necessary to make that difference. And I have to wonder why that is. If I were to guess, the mark itself is casting it, and the mark is casting to center of mass on the enemy, which is creating an angle. Raffle's a funny word. What's it mean? Raffle is kind of like a lottery. It is where everyone gets a ticket to enter, and one ticket is drawn to decide a winner. Raffles may have multiple prizes, and therefore multiple tickets drawn as a winner. And likewise, some raffles allow you to enter more than once. But in this case, it's one ticket per person, and one name is drawn at the end. That's what the raffle means here. Leozio, I don't know what you're thinking is happening in the first place to know how to answer that for you. What I am suggesting here is that when we do this, you'll see in a sec, we got this mark, and if you imagine here right now, in fact, I'm just going to screenshot that. Yep. Let's drop out of that. Let me grab that screenshot wherever it went. Pictures, screenshots. That one right there. Open with graphic editing program. So pretty. It is a nice look on it, yeah. Alright then. Let's switch this around so you can actually see what we're looking at here, which is this button here. There we go. So, here's what we've got going on. I was expecting that we were looking at this line here. Straight path. Stroke. So I thought we were looking at that line there. But it turns out... I didn't want that to exist. It turns out that it might be this line here instead. That... Oh god, why has it done it like that? Ew. Ew, 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 ew. No. What is it? What's on the paintbrush? That's what's on the paintbrush. Stupid thing. Right, as I was saying... So that could be what's actually happening. And that could give us that difference. That could give us a difference because we know that the distance here is supposed to be 8 meters. We know between those two enemies, they're spawning 2 tiles apart. The tiles are 4 meters each, so that's 8 meters. But that little bit of an angle could be giving us that 0.6 meter difference. That could be it. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to run the numbers on that. So, in terms of pixels across, from head to head, that's giving me 439 pixels by a height... Oh. Yeah, 439 by... Oh, sorry, 440 by 93. That's what it says that box is. That box is apparently 440 by 93. Which comes out to 449 diagonal? That doesn't add up. Did I do that wrong? A squared B squared equals C squared? No, apparently I've used the right numbers there. It could be going center of mass. I'm going head to head. A lot of abilities aim center of mass. And so that would actually give us about 440 by 120. Which come out to 456. Which is just a few percentage points over. I don't know if that fully accounts for it, I'll be honest. I don't know if that accounts for what we've been seeing. But it could be that. The main takeaway is that it looks like you might need a little bit more range that it's suggesting for a particular distance of enemies. Now, you're not going to be quibbling this in practice. In practice, you're not going to notice in mission that an enemy that far away didn't get hit with an 8 meter blast, when instead this far away did. You wouldn't notice. You'd be too busy just blowing up the map, quite frankly. So, this is mostly... just an exercise of curiosity. Let's be real. It's just mostly an exercise curiosity. But yeah. Detonating the Markham does make sense, hence the theory there, and it fits with the available data enough for me to say it's probably what's happening. Probably. But we do know range boosts it, and now we know the range we need to have that work, so what I can do is I can reduce that range by 44, not by 44%, reduce the range by 31%, and then see if I still hit. So 215. So if I set the range to... Oh, balls, I've done that wrong. If I set the range to 150% and see if that still hits. Yeah. Since the most recent update, Saper. Most recent update. Right. 50% range. That's what I need. So we go stretch for 45, auto reach for 5, 50% range bonus, and then give Glory now its prime fulmination back for the blast radius bonus. Now, this will verify if it's multiplicative on the ult fire. Because if this hits, it is, and if it doesn't hit, it isn't. Now we know the range exactly. We just need to see what we're working with. And boom, doesn't hit. Yeah. And just to verify the numbers there, we know that 215 hits. If we go 215 minus the 44%, if we go now for 171% range, that should hit. Uh, 172.5, slightly over, but not enough that it'd be a problem. So this, if my theory is correct, should cause the ult fire to hit. And if it doesn't, I don't know what I've been doing this entire time. Please hit. Come on, prove me right. Shit. Well, that would have been nice if it worked. What did I get wrong here? It's 215 hit. We've got 44% bonus from fulmination. I mean, we're assuming that fulmination gives us a bonus. Oh wait, yeah. The wiki didn't suggest fulmination gives us a bonus. Let's go back to 213. Because we know 213 doesn't hit without any kind of other bonus. How did I get 213 again? It's overextended. Not that much. That's 215. I need 213. How did I manage to make this worse? There we are, 213. We knew 213 didn't work before, so if this still doesn't work, we know for a fact prime fulmination definitely has no effect on the alternate fire. Come on, just trigger. Just trigger. And no effect. Fulmination does not work on the alternate fire explosion. There we are. That's what we have definitely verified. The wiki is correct about that. It's not correct about it being multiplicative on the normal fire. That's wrong. It's additive. At least as far as we can measure. But it is definitely not working on the alt fire. Cheers, Olaf. So I have to say, seeing all this testing is very interesting. This is what goes into these videos. This is the kind of testing that goes into these videos to verify these details, because we don't get these details from DE. DE doesn't give us enough of the information, and I have to piece it all together to verify exactly what's going on, because anyone who claims I just read the wiki doesn't understand how much I cannot trust the wiki. The wiki is an informational source that I can use to guide and to make suggestions to me, but I still have to verify it. There was an ad, did it work? Fulmination has no effect on the alternate fire. Zero effect. There you are. We're glad you weren't there for final shots. Oh. Oh, that was painful. That was painful. Yeah. What do we know about the weapons? They're weapons. That's an exceptionally broad question to ask there, Eaglefield. That is painfully broad. Yeah. Okay, so we're working pieces out here. We have an energy drain, so energy siphon is kind of crap. We've figured out the radius. There's some slight wonk with it, due to positioning perhaps of the explosion source. So 8 meters isn't quite 8 meters in practical application. Spheres having an effect on us there. If anything, that just show it's spherical, assuming we're correct about the source of it rather than it just being a numbers bug, but something like that. There was a guaranteed effect. Someone said it has a guaranteed effect on the explosion. Let's verify that. Let us verify that. Range again, because we can test it with this current set. We just need a little bit more range. Do we get a heat proc on the other guy every single time? Come on, there it is. Alright, do you get heat procced? Nope. No guaranteed effect. Well, there we are. That's the easiest I've proven Twitch chat wrong. No, to be honest, I've had easier. I've had it easier. But yeah, nope, so there's no guaranteed status proc on the alternate fire of Jade's 4. Can Overguard get heat procced? Yes, I was heat procking the other overguarded dude right there. They're both overguarded. They're both the same unit. Yeah. Can it proc it at all? Is the next question. I'm going to assume yes. Does the wiki suggest anything on that? It says status chance has an effect, so the wiki probably is indicating yes. But you know what? Let's just draw it a few times until we get a status proc. I could enhance the status chance of my weapon to make this quicker, but I'm too stupid to do that. No proc.
I have not got a
Proc.
chance to play the new Jade quest. What everyone's thoughts on it?
Sorry, you've not played the quest and you want people's thoughts on the quest. Thank you for subscribing, by the way. You know, at 5 months now, well, you say 1. Thank you very much for that. Caddy77. Just go play the quest. Yeah. You need the quest to access the farm for Jade and the new game modes. Just go play the quest. It's not that long. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, dude. Like, this is a stream titled spoilers because there are spoilers involved. Even just with the characters. So, you know, I mean, just go away. Between work and school, you don't have the chance? Yeah, that's fair enough. That's absolutely fair enough. If you've not had the chance, you don't have the chance. It's just, it's kind of weird asking for people's thoughts on a quest when you say you haven't played it. So, like, even if you got people's thoughts on it, they'll either be spoilers or beyond understanding, right? Or otherwise just a review. Do you want a star rating? I can give you a star rating for the quest. Would you like a star rating for the quest with no context, no explanation, no meaning behind it, just a star rating? Is that what you're looking for? Because I can do that. That's what you're looking for. Okay. Out of 5, 3. There you are. That's my star rating for it. Job done. Compared to the last quest. What the hell was the last quest? The last quest was Whispers in the Walls. Compared to the last quest, not as good. Yeah. Compared to the last quest, not as good. But there we are. Right. Let's see. What can we get it from Jade now if we go... You. And it's not even fully modded. Yeah, I know, but whatever. You. Alrighty. What happens if we do this to him? Get beamed. I mean, it's not the fastest killing, but it's not terrible. So this is a very defensive build on here. Yeah. The eyes. The eyes. The unblinking eyes. What do you think about it? Doesn't Jade fit as a Whispers in the Warframe? And then you have Corvex with the core inside him, the power core. Are these two frames in the wrong quests? Just like if you do a little bit of jiggling on details, we have Biblical Angel with the eyes, the unblinking eyes, versus the frame that has its power from a all-consuming source right in its chest. I mean, I'm not saying literally swap them as is. Obviously, there will be design changes, but in terms of abilities expression, there's a little bit of a crossover there. But of course, now all of you are reading this the wrong way and imagining it's some gay shit. Well, okay. See, this is why you can't have a nuanced take on the internet, because either someone calls you racist or someone turns it into a sex joke. Probably both at the same time. Alright. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that thought. Not because it was wrong, but because you lot are wrong. Yeah. What did I even expect from you lot? What did I even expect? I mean, what do you guys expect? This is a game where this literally exists. Alright? This is a game where this literally exists. So, you know. What's wrong with Grendel? I think the next message immediately below yours gives you the answer there. Anyway. Right. Let's test on damage stuff. So, this glory setup we got at the moment is using a pure damage bonus of 220%, nothing else affecting it. I'm going to change the damage type so that I don't... Actually, it's blast. Yeah, blast will be fine for this test. Right. Don't need to change it. So, we've got 220% pure damage bonus, and then the damage increase from this is 179. Let's see how they work together. Let's see how they work together. So, that's the one, yep. Direct damage. Oh. Oh yeah, there's all that multi-shot as well. Okay, but yeah. We're seeing 3372 non-crit. 3372. That's pretty reliable. So now activate this. 3372 goes up to 5351. Which is only an increase of 58.7%. 58.7%. And if we do the old combination of values, I said this was how much? 179. So we go 1.79 plus 3.2 divided by 3.2 comes out to about the same, but not quite. How can it be about the same, but not quite? It's not a rounding error. I was expecting a damage increase of 55.9%. Mathematically. And instead got a damage increase of 58.7%. I'm going to chalk that one up to damage quantization. I'm just going to imagine quantization is the answer there. It's close enough to the correct answer of it being additive, so I'm just going to call that one a day. Yeah. I'm going to call that one a day. I get that I'm using Glory there, so it could be any number of other issues, but let's just assume it is that. Goblin said, just understood that Red Battery Warframe extends into Battery Elevator Quest and Fly Iron Mum fits in Weird Eye Quest. I mean, you're getting it, yeah. You're getting it. A Warframe with weird eyes and biblical elements, and strange zones of effect, and the unyielding gaze. Yeah, that's, yeah. That definitely feels murmury. But then, Warframe with power core and the energy from within, the enervating drain that can't be stopped by any medicine. That's pretty much Nuclear Reactor. Yep. I looked into it. Yeah. Clearly, I should have just dono-walled that entire situation, and if you made a lewd joke about it without a sub-badge, I should have just timed you out. That's what I should have done. I should have just timed out everyone who was being lewd without a sub-badge. That'd have been smart. Oh dear. So I'm power creeping Oberon again. Well, I mean, if D released a Warframe as bad as Oberon, I don't think people would get very excited about it now, would they? So of course they have to power creep him. He's not good. Not anymore. This may sound dumb, but is there an explanation of damage quantification? Damage quantization. The problem with giving you a simple explanation is I don't fully understand it myself, but let me do my absolute best to summarize it. And to do this, I'm going to use an even more powerful tool than Notepad. I'm going to need a really powerful tool for this one. Notepad will not cover it. I'm going to need, of all things, paint. This is necessary. So, this is my limited understanding of damage quantization. We have your amount of damage. Okay, this line here represents the amount of damage you can deal. Okay, but as it so turns out, damage isn't just one singular thing. You'll often have multiple components. You might have your impact portion, and then not that there, and then you'll have your puncture portion and your slash portion, and then some element you wax on, a progenitor, who knows. But you can see how your damage can be broken up into different pieces. I've chosen poor colours for this, so if you're colourblind, my bad. But otherwise, yeah. So, as much as your damage is breaking down like that, it turns out that getting the game to calculate how those different portions of damage apply as quickly as Warframe does it would be a bit expensive. So my understanding is that instead of calculating it properly, Warframe kind of cheats. And this is where my understanding does break down. What it does is it splits up the total damage into a bunch of sections. A bunch of quantas, if you will. And this is not to scale. It was never going to be scale. It's in bloody paint. So if this is not to scale and doesn't get the accurate numbers, go sue the makers of paint for not being perfect. I don't care. The point is, there we are. It doesn't even line up correctly, but I don't care. The point is that your damage is broken up into these quanta of equal size. I think it does like 16 of them because computer bits. And then the game roughly assigns the damage to them. Now you'll notice that these don't line up. So we got the green ones. These should be greens. And then we're into the amber section. So yep, amber, 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 amber. Oh, that's gone over the red one. Oh well, too bad. And then we got the red. And then we got the blue. And then this is the damage that is actually applied. And the reason this comes out to be quite so weirdy schmeardy is because the proportions of damage just don't really line up. So sometimes you'll end up with a little bit less than you're expecting, or sometimes a little bit more than you're expecting. You might get slightly more puncture and slightly less slash than you're expecting, and the total comes out to 100%, or it might be, again, the total is still out as well. And all this is happening because it makes it much simpler for the computer to calculate. It makes it quicker for the computer to calculate it. I don't understand how. I don't understand why. This is some arcane bullshit, but it is important arcane bullshit. Instead of the game having to calculate it very precisely and very specifically time and time again, however that has to happen, whereas we might think of just, oh, you just put in numbers and you calculate it, right? Not quite how computers work. Instead, the clever clogs have figured out how to break it into blocks, and the game just likes to think about these blocks faster. The problem then is that when you add it all back together, the lines don't line up. You'll now end up having it look something more like this. Oh. There we go. And then like so. And then, oh, for goodness sake, I've done it again. Oh, fuck off. And like so. And like so. It might add up like that. Let me just fix the green one. That's not even the right blue. But you'll notice now I've ended up drawing the bar shorter, which is quantization. So this is the best that I can give you an explanation on it. It's really weird. It's really just kind of hard to process for someone if you don't handle any kind of programming. Even if you do handle it, it's still kind of weird. It is just arcane bullshit, but it comes down to the fact that breaking it into blocks makes it faster for the computer to think about it at the loss of some precision. And that precision is damage quantization, and that precision is calculable. If you wanted to go into the details, you can calculate exactly what damage you are gaining or losing due to damage quantization in any given circumstance. It's just... there's no point. This is why, when I test weapons, when I try to get their damage values, I will always hit an enemy in the simulacrum to test their damage. And typically I'll do that against Overguard. Because when I do that, my damage test will be against this line right here. I am getting the exact value of the damage after all the arcane bullshit. I know it doesn't perfectly line up, sue me. Because that's the value I want. Not what's in the arsenal, not what the game is trying to do, but what the game actually does. So that when I manipulate that value, I know I am working off that correct base value. I know the numbers I've got, the proportions coming out of them, relate to each other exactly. You have to draw cards before you erase that? Again with commanding me. Why do some people believe they can command what I do? You have no power here. You are merely Twitch chat. You do not get to command me. No. Pride Road. Wasn't exactly what I was going for, but sure. Yeah. Let's go with that. You been Gandalfed? Sure. Oh, please draw a little car. See, now that's better. We're getting somewhere, Iron Moose. We're getting somewhere. We're not quite where it needs to be, but we're getting somewhere. Let's see. Are we on a certain specific number? I mean, you're 14/15ths of the way there. As I say, some people struggle to believe this. Quantization does not exist because he hates us. I think I know what you're saying there, Zom, but I'm going to leave you on that one. What if you throw in a cherry on top? It depends on the cherry. Anyway, so this is the layman's explanation as to damage quantization. This is the layman's explanation. Will I please draw a little car? Yeah. That's not draw. I mean, it's drawn on the screen. It's rendered. My computer is continuously drawing that image for you, rendering it into the stream and sending it off to your computer, whereupon you receive it on your screen, drawn onto your screen. Yep. Why is there a car?
Excellent
What did you
work,
miss?
Tenno. This will help our cause.
PLS Cars smile.
Okay. Alright. Fair enough then, Anonymous. PLS car smile. Alright. We are over time, but let's make a car out of this one, shall we? Let's put some cars on here. So, if we go for let's zoom us in a bit. Give me a little bit better working space here. So we want to give it some little wheels. There we go. And then we'll give it like we'll give it this Cybertruck approach, right? Yeah. There we go. We get a brush. We can put some like little windows in it. There we are. Give it a teeny tiny little door handle. There we are. We have a car on the road. And it is on the left-hand side of the road because I'm British. Can I be a Cybertruck? It's not on fire? Fair point. Fair point. You now have a little car. How did I get to this point in life? How? What? I'm on a Warframe stream and I'm drawing a car on damage quantization. I think it's about time we do a giveaway. Yeah. Let's do that. Right. Is it the left side or right side? Well, the car's going this way because you can notice how, you know, you've got like the engine block at the front there and the windows and the angling of it. Like the car's going that way and it's on the left. Yeah. If I explain that to their parents, they'd probably just laugh. They'd just laugh. Anyway. We're going to do a giveaway. If you'd already claimed a ticket for that, exclamation mark ticket in the chat for a chance to win a TennoCon 2024 Digital Access Pack provided by Digital Extremes themselves. And if we have a look in game as to what that actually gives you, so you know what you'd be looking forward to if you were indeed the winner. Let's just get ourselves out of the simulacrum. Very quick like. Let me walk you through exactly what is in all those shiny details right there. It comes with the TennoCon 2024 signed on the glyph, the sigil, the display, the emote. You get a Hiku, which comes with a weapon slot, so if you don't want the Hiku, you still get the weapon slot. You get the thrown weapon skin, you get the Arthur Floof, you get 475 platinum, you get Regal Ire, and you get a Barrow Relay ticket, allowing you to access the Barrowketeer TennoCon Relay between July 20th and July 27th, where you can purchase any of his historical shop items. All of them. They're all available there. You bought this already, can you relinquish your ticket? If you win, just let me know that you didn't actually want to win it. Why are you grabbing tickets for things you don't even know about? Ugh. Ugh. I see you're not even the only one who's done that. Ugh. Let's see. Let's see who wins then. So, you've all had a moment to grab a ticket. If you've not already grabbed a ticket now, I'm going to count down. 5, 4, 3. The stream delay doesn't matter. I'm just going to close it. There's a stream delay. We've been running over time. If you're too late, you're too late. So, we need to see. Of those who have entered, there are 211 hopeful people praying they get it here. 211, maybe slightly less because it turns out some people didn't actually want it, but you know. Of those 211, the winner today, Darth Washbear. Darth Washbear, congratulations, you are the winner today. I'm going to be contacting you shortly after the end of the stream. Get hold of your Warframe username, platform, and cross-save status to make sure we can get this applied to your account. Congratulations, Darth Washbear. And just to be very, very clear on this, you have 24 hours to reply to that message, Darth Washbear. The very reason we are able to do this today, as opposed to just on Wednesday, is because the last person to win it forgot to actually reply. Don't be that person. Because otherwise you'll just miss out on it. You got 24 hours. Darth Washbear, from when I send you that message shortly after the end of this stream. Anyway, that's enough on that now. We've had a brief look at Jade. I'm going to need to do a lot more looking. That was just some basic testing we've done today, to be quite honest. Right now, we're going to be raiding on over to another part of the Warframe community. Let's see. Where can we raid over to today, I wonder? Where can we raid over to today? Do we raid Gaz? Gaz is an option. Let's see who else we got live. Let's just make sure we're aware of all of our options and take our pick from there. Apparently top of the list for English is some Ken Grenier guy. It doesn't sound interesting. Don't know why I would watch someone like that. I mean, it looks like an AI, to be honest. It's probably fake. Yeah. Let's see. Now we've got Nation Invasions, we've got Kadoma, who is on a new schedule, I think someone said. We raided in there recently, right? Raided in Kadoma recently. Did we not? Did we not? No, wait, actually, no, I'm looking down it. Did we not? Yeah, we did, 7 days ago. Yeah, it's just there's been a lot of people asking for timeouts recently. I must be looking at the wrong thing because it looks like Gaz is looking at a weather map. Yeah. Raided Kai, then raided Kadoma the other day, if that counts. We also raided Kadoma directly, because I have it in my log here. So I think I know where we're going. I think we know where we're going. Yep. The raid is set. We're heading over to Asian Invasions today. That is where we're popping. They appear to have a bunch of weird little chibi things spinning on their stream. Sure. Yeah, sure. I don't know what to make of that, so you guys go and make of it. Yeah, absolutely. I have no idea what Deathkiller has just said, but it sounds weeb. I'm going to leave you with that. It's been a pleasure. Once again, thank you very much for joining me on the stream. I'll be live again on Wednesday for some more good old Warframe, but in the meantime, have a good start to your week. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.